I'm live. Whoops, don't want to do that. Hey, GT Junior and Storms, thanks for coming in. Storms, is my audio okay? I did check it. Oh, the link didn't work, did it? Maybe I don't have the timer on. Oh, it is enabled, yes. Because I don't see your links coming up. That's weird. It should work. Enabled. Okay, good. I'm sounding good. Thank you very much, sir. Oh, hey, National Parks Princess. Thanks for coming in. Merry Christmas to you. We're almost there. I'm going to just see if this works for me. Let's see if it will work for myself. Oh, there's Storms. Good. There's yours. Good. I don't know. It did show up, so thanks. My voice sounds different. Different how? Can you tell that I'm that I'm a little bit stuffed up? Oh, you dropped it the old-fashioned. Oh, okay. Thanks. Oh, so it didn't work. It's not working. Yeah, I guess mine didn't work either. Let me go and disable it and then enable it again. Because the chat reminder, it should be able to come in. Oh, there's the Nightbot. Welcome, Diva in the Dirt, Maureen Washington. There. Well, it worked for me. It just was. Oh, it's how many lines go by. Let me just edit that. That's what the issue is. Chat lines. None. Or there. Whoops. And whoops. Now I disabled it again. Interval, we'll say, we'll let it come up every 10 minutes or so. Or 12, we'll say. There we go. All right, now let me just get myself back into business. And that. Oh, there it goes. Oh, good. Yeah, it worked for you, GT. What sounds different about my voice, GT? Is it just because of the way the audio is, or is it because my voice sounds like it's got sinus stuff in my head? I have been under the weather. I've been pretty I've had a terrible sinus infection, and it's been brutal because I've had last Friday it was back-to-back shows up island. You know, I think we left here like at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know, probably got home at about 11. And so with this, it's just a sinus infection that's going on for me, but it's affecting my vocal cords. So you sound a lower. Well, because that's where it is. And when I do try to go and sing a higher note, it's not there. And there's been a few squeaks and stuff like that. That's been going on. Not last night. Yeah, 2 nights ago. That again was the gig was 3 hours away. So we left in the afternoon and got there at about 5, did the gig, and then got home at about 1 in the morning. Hello, South Florida sunshine. And so it was a very, very long day. And but I was much better for that gig. And only had a couple of places where my voice kind of squeaked out or whatever. So and whatnot. But yeah, so it's been you know, my hat's off to, well, GT, I know you work like, you know, a full-time job and it's like I find it very hard to be diva in the dirt and, you know, diva of the stage. Those two things I'm finding it's very difficult. I can only be focused on one of them at a time, and it just doesn't it's just very hard to, like, you know, when I'm thinking about, oh, I should get up and I'm gonna go do this in the yard or garden or kitchen, and I go, I should film it. And it's like, no, no, because I can just do it in my pajamas and I don't have to get dressed and put lipstick on. And it's like I can just whip that up and just get it done and then move on and stuff like that. So yeah. So anyway, it's been I have um two more two more gigs. I just got hired. It's quite exciting. um we have three of our naval ships coming in. Two are going into one of the jetties, and then there's a great big cargo ship or supply ship that's bigger than the two put together coming into another jetty. And the sailors, some of them are Navy, are enlisted in the Navy, and then some are just contractors. But they've been gone for 5 months, and so they're going to have musicians at both of them welcoming them in, because the families will get bussed in, and hot chocolate and treats and stuff. And so I'm going to sing some Christmas music while the families are waiting for their families to come in. And then once the sailors come in, then I'm just going to lose it, because how do you sing for people that they haven't seen each other for 5 months? And see, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. And they get to be home for Christmas. It's like they get to be here, 6 days before Christmas. And how do you sing, I'll be home for Christmas, because they are home? And so it's like, oh. So I'm very excited about that. Hey, G Mama Grows, thanks for coming in. So anyway, so I have to do that. And that one, I'm a little bit, that gig, besides being emotional for the gig, I'm also stressed about it, because I have to be there at 7 in the morning, because the ship will come in at 8:30. And you think my voice is low right now, at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm Barry White at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'll tell you that right now. So I'm just like, okay, maybe if I get myself up at 5 and drink a lot of hot drinks, it'll go well. So anyway, I will drop the link there if anybody wants to come up and listen to me blather along. There we go. There's the link. So if you do want to come up and chat with me in my low voice, we'd love that. Anyway, how many of you are ready for Christmas? Here, I just did a small tree. Like, we just have a little pencil tree, but I just didn't decorate the whole house. And I've done some of the baking. I haven't done my wrapping yet. I'm not too concerned about that. That's we don't like, with my kidults being older, there's no reason to have 50,000 gifts per person. Yes, I would be all phlegmy early in the AM with a sinus infection. Yes, that's pretty much me. So I have to start at 7. So like I said, I think I might get up and have some. We drink this Korean drink called Von B, and it's absolutely delicious. It's honey, citron, and ginger, and it's a really yummy drink. And you can, my mom puts it on her toast, like it's almost like a marmalade. You could use it as a salad dressing. Some friends of mine that I just introduced them to it, they put it on a cracker with some brie cheese, like, because it is almost like the whole jar is like a marmalade. And so I think if I have a couple of cups of this, at 6 o'clock in the morning, I should be okay. And then I have one more gig on the 23rd. I don't know what the day. I'm sorry. I just had a blank out, because it was like, we're doing our Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve. And oh, I think my gig is on Friday. Then I'm okay. It's like, oopsie. And so I do have that gig coming on, and it'll be at our jazz club here. And the cool thing is, for all of you that are far away, you can all watch it online on hermansjazzclub.com. There will be a live link. I'm just going to go actually and grab it, and I'll stick it here, and if you want to save it. And it's free for you to watch. I don't really know, like when you are going to watch it online, you might have to do a bit of clicking around and whatnot. I'm just going to go for the live streams. Well, no, I don't think it is. I don't know. Latest popular. Oh, maybe mine is up. Nope. It'll come up. But anyway, I will put this stream link up here. And so that even if you want it in the background, you can listen to me yell at people for 2 hours. It's always lots of fun. So I just saw, G Mama, you said, oh no, you had your first brie cheese, but you were also talking about your trees. Where did I see that? Oh, you said I had a couple of lights, no tree this season. Yeah, we were kind of iffy about the tree, but my tree is so tiny that it's like, can stick it in a corner. So, and Carol, you said pencil tree here. Still lots to do, but I'm having a Whole Foods deliver my ham and things for Christmas dinner. That does help. That's awesome. Yeah. With the brie cheese, I like a Camembert. I think it's a Camembert. So I think it's a Gorgonzola mixed with a Camembert. Because some brie cheeses, I don't like them. So, hey, Dave Knight, all the way from Ontario. Citron. Is that like Buddha's hand citrus rind? I think so. I don't know. I'm just, talking, yes, that is exactly what it is. Just basically lying, so. Oh, you just woke up from a late nap. Well, that's awesome. But yeah, so there is the link for Herman's if you want to save that somewhere. You can save it, and you can come to my show on Friday. And but there is Friday, but I'm a little bit early. I think the show starts at 7, so that's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So you could take in some of the show and watch it. You'd like to heat the brie so it melts out of that brie rind, because that's the part that's not so tasty. The brie rind. Oh, so yes, that's exactly it is. It's Von B from Costco, and it comes in a big jar for like $11. But if you buy it from the regular grocery stores, it's like smaller and about the same price. This stuff is just the bomb. I just love it. Anyway. Oh, was just washing dishes to cook. Oh, okay. I'm missing what this was about. You were subbed to them already. I miss what that story was about, but anyway. Yeah, the Von B, it's a Korean drink, and they do have a passion fruit one, I do believe, and stuff like that. So it is very, very nummy. And I appreciate if you all would click the like button, which is awesome. Because ever since I started doing my lives, because what I'm working towards right now is to try to get my watch time hours up. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube, on a live, I don't know. And I'm close to getting, like in the first tier, I'm halfway to the first tier. So it's like, yes. Because it was like, yeah, I'm still not quite, I am a bit, I'm not feeling as sick as I was. I'm feeling fine. But I thought, and it'd be just nice to connect with everybody and just to say one more Merry Christmas and to, give love and wishes to everybody before the holidays start, because basically these next 2 weeks, most of us, won't have as much contact or see as much content as normally. So, oh, you're sub to Herman's already. Very good. Awesome. And we need a picture in your community tab. Oh, yes. I will do that. Oh, and so National Park Sprint says, you don't do much for Christmas, so you're ready. That's the way to do it. And really you go, do you really need to do as much? Or, because it's mostly about just spending time together and whatnot. So that part. Um, and so do any of you do anything, like, do you have any sort of special traditions or special things that go on, in the holidays, or something new that you're going to do this year? I've always wanted to go away for, go and have a warm Christmas somewhere, go to Mexico or something like that. But I have so many people, because it would be like, Mom left us. And we have to do Christmas by ourselves. Mom's having a great time by herself in Mexico. So anyway, but yeah, whoop whoop. That's awesome. I'm glad you are subbed, because then you will get notifications when it does come up, and you'll be able to watch for a little bit before your Friday starts. But yeah, I had that little moment where it was like, actually, well, no, that's my thing, is I made plans on Friday to go over to a friend's house, and I'm stopped and went, I can't go to her house. I have a gig that night. So I have to text her back later and say, yeah, not gonna make it. I can't make it. I'll be at my gig, getting ready to go on stage. So anyway, but yeah, I have no extra plans through the holidays, and also for you guys. Well, I guess, yeah, we're all content creators here. How many of you do content over the holidays? Like, unless you're doing it, holiday theme, like showing off what you're doing in your home, but for doing anything to do with gardening and homesteading, do you film through this time or not? Because I can tell you, well, no, I can't tell you, but because I have no idea. Like, I haven't even been looking. I was so, okay, confession time. Because I'm really trying to work on this content creating, I was, obsessed of looking at my dashboard and always making sure I'm seeing where things are. I wasn't always looking at the algorithms, but just seeing where things are, how are the views going, how are the click rates going, and stuff like that. And it was like, content. Trying to see, when was the last. Oh yeah, so the last long form video I published was November 30th. And that was yeah, and that wasn't even anything to do, or no, that was a short. So the last long one was November 27th. And that was us going to my family's in Alberta, and I filmed that. So, really doesn't have anything to do with, well, it does have to do with homesteading, because you're, family getting together and breaking bread. That to me is part of the homesteading life, and that. But yeah, but I was very dedicated to one long form, one short, one live a week, and just the last little bit, it's like, I am so tired. I do not know what to film. So I'm too busy with grandbabies out for vacation. They're my entertainment. Aw, that is so wonderful. That's just so special. 4 months ago. Wow. Well, and that's what I don't want to happen to me. So it's like, okay, Maureen, you gotta kind of, rally the troops. But I was just, so, kind of almost in an unhealthy way. Always going, okay, what else do I film? What else do I film? What else do I film? And it's like, I need to find a balance, So, hey, Gear. Aw, bless your heart. Yeah, I appreciate all of you coming in and hanging out with me. So, that is the most important in your time, is spending it with um, your family, because that's the memory that they remember. My kids won't be going, "Oh yeah, remember when mom was just so obsessed with her YouTube channel that that's all she wanted to do was film every time?" They're going to remember um, they're going to remember when I'm spending time with them, which, it's not like I don't spend time with my family. We do family dinner every Sunday. And so, but, that kind of thing. But, yeah, so, coming into this new year, I want to try to find a healthy balance to my life. Um, I have been baking bread up like a mad woman. And so that's what I was doing today. I was baking in um, my oven, my wood fire oven. So I did 10 loaves, and then I did my sourdough cinnamon twists and sold all of those. I had 2 extra bread left, and friends of mine, they came when they arrived. There was one that just came out of the oven, and I put it in the bag, gave it to my friend's husband, and he just took it out, ripped it. It was still hot, and he's just eating it. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, it's good." My daughter goes, "Do you want some butter on that?" Yeah. So we smeared some butter on it. And then my friend, she goes, what are you doing with those last 2? And I said, yeah, they're for sale. Okay, I'll buy them. And then she went ahead and ordered another 10 because she says she's going to give them. She lives in this really neat condo complex, really beautiful homes. Um, and so she wants to give them a loaf to each of her neighbors. And so she said, I'm going to order another 10. So this is some of today's. Oops. There we go. Look at those breads. Good and cooked. Oh, hold still, Maureen, so that they can focus in on them. And so it's been great having that little bit of extra, or not little. It's great having some income, because so that's been. Hey Q, thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. Let me just grab and make sure I'm missing. Yes, it is. It was a very nice one. It's the ones that do have like, oh, thank you for pointing out. And ladies and gentlemen,
I tried to sneak in, but she caught me. Hey,
thanks,
Diva.
Hey, Storms, how are you?
Not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to fight something too, so I kind of feel for you there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully one thing, when somebody around you starts getting sick, the first thing we need to do is start upping our vitamins. It's like start adding in your vitamin C and vitamin D and it's good that you went and had a nap, getting that little
I was
extra
feeling
rest.
it.
Yeah. And you can nap okay?
Well, I nap better than I sleep. It's like well, I try to lay down. My brain is like, "Oh, we need to do this, this, and this." And I'm like, "Shut up!"
Yes.
What do you pick
Yeah.
now to be so loud?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't sleep well, but napping I'm not good at either, especially if I'm in a time frame. Like if I go, okay, you're just gonna nap until 2 o'clock. Well, then I go, well, I've got the alarm set, and it's like, well, if I fall asleep now, am I only gonna get that hour? Am I gonna get 20 minutes, or am I gonna get 15 minutes? I don't know. Which one would you think? I don't know. But maybe it's like, and then just I think about 10 minutes before the alarm goes off, I'll fall asleep and I clench my teeth. Always in a nap. I don't clench when I sleep at night, but just in a nap. And then I wake up and it's like, why am I clenching? Trying so hard to sleep.
Because you know that alarm's going to go off.
And it's funny. 10 minutes before it goes off, that's when I go to sleep. So, but I am, using these sleep sounds on YouTube. The 528 gigahertz. I am finding that really is helpful. But for me personally. But yeah. And so
I believe it started right in here. What the
I think
deuce?
I think I can hear that. Is it loud at your place?
You might hear this heater running back here,
Oh, okay. Maybe that's it.
but I hear it hitting that vent. I got one of those
Mm,
vents over my stove, or where my stove should be, and
hmm
it's metal, so I can hear the raindrops hit it.
Do you have snow?
Mm-mm. Hush,
Mm.
hush, say that. I don't care if I am from the north. Hush, that kind of talk. Not ready for that.
Mm. Do you get much snow?
No, no. Well, not really, but when we do, we get it pretty good. It's
Mm.
like, well, here's your allotment of snow for the whole year in 1 week.
Hmm.
Poof. It's like,
Okay, that's like here.
yeah, yeah.
It's like what it's here on the island is, and it's like my broccoli is still out there growing. There's not a lot of stems, but it's still out there growing, which I'm like super super stoked about. I
That's
won't be able to
amazing.
pick a whole bunch for Christmas dinner, but maybe 4 or 5 sprigs. But nonetheless, that broccoli is still growing, which is impressive.
It's a plus. Yeah.
Hmm. And I think about 2 weeks ago, I finally cleaned up my Swiss chard because my chickens had been picking on it, and so it was all jagged and whatever. And so I went and cut all those off, and it's under reme cloth. And I did
Mhm.
check under it a couple of days ago, and got some nice big leaves. Of course, everything grows slower at this point, but
Yeah.
it is growing. And I think the kale is out there, is growing. The cabbages, I think there was quite big leaves on them, but I don't always have a lot of hope or luck with cabbages that I grow from seed. I think these aren't from seed, but I didn't do well with cabbages this past
I
year.
didn't either. They
Like,
didn't do anything. I was disappointed.
hmm
I was like, well, okay.
hmm hmm
Well, when I'm
yeah,
not trying, they grow. It's like
yeah. Did you do them from seed or starts?
this was seed.
Yeah. hmm Um, yeah, I had some purple cabbage that I like from last year, and it was just the leaves, and it just kept growing the leaves. Took it all the way through the winter, and I did get, like just a teeny tiny, a small head on it, but then they all got kind of weird and slimy.
Hmm.
And so then it just became chicken fodder,
Yeah.
and yeah. So
Now, Janice from Where to Begin Homestead gave me some strawberry plants this spring. And I looked at them today and I was like, wow, they're actually still growing because we've had such a mild start. Like fall has been mild for us, which usually is,
hmm
and
yeah,
like right now we're like this with the temperatures.
yeah.
We've stayed right around like 60 something degrees and then dropped down to no lower than, like 30. Well, the lowest we had was like 28,
Wow.
which was overnight temperatures. But and like you said, they've slowed their growth, but that's the same thing with the strawberries. They've slowed down, but you can tell that there's new stuff out there.
Right.
So I was tickled. I mean, they're doing well. So
That's
um,
awesome.
I think if they've had time to harden up,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, and then if
particularly
you do end up getting, covered in some snow, they'll still be in good shape, which is
yeah.
good. So what did you say here, Gary? You said I used to sleep great this time of year. Now I wake up a lot before I'm ready to get up. Oh. So then you just breathe in and breathe out.
And that right there makes you tired. You wouldn't realize it, but it does because you kind of,
Hmm.
excuse me,
Yeah.
you mess with your. Yeah, I had the word that's gone now.
We're at that age.
Yeah,
It's like you go, what is this? called, you go, I know this word, water bottle. Yes, that's the word. It's not that and it's not even that it's complicated. It's like just things will just fly out of the brain. Just,
You just had it. I mean,
Yes,
where'd it go?
Yeah. Thanks, National Parks Princess. You have a good night too, and Merry Christmas to you and all of those that you love and are near and dear to you. So yeah, no, I get those little brain pauses, and or you lose your train of thought. You go, I was talking about this, and then something else kind of do.
Yeah.
And now
Somebody
then,
switched the track on me real quick. It's like, well, I didn't ask for that. Let's go back to what I was talking about. What was it I was talking about? Wait a minute.
So I do have some disgruntly things that I was like, that's it. I'm gonna air some. Ugh. So the people that I unwillfully support their incomes, and they are the ones that take care and they tell everybody what to do here on this side of the line. We have this, like, you go, yeah, you do your taxes and you pay your this and you do that and whatever. And they have this credit that they give out to us. And so I'm behind on, I was behind for 3 years and so then there's this 3 years of money to come. And, and it's, close to $3,000. And so I've done all my part and paid whatever bill I had. And it's like, we're all clean, all good. I've done what I need to do for you people. And they said, oh, I think I've talked about this where they said to me, they go, so we don't know if you live in the house that you live in and if you live in that province. And so we need proof that you live in your house before we give you your money that you're entitled to. And so it was like, it was 2020, 21, 22, because that's what I needed to do for those taxes. And so it was like, send us 3 copies of, and send us copies of at least 3 of the following documents that include your full name, the address, and the date to confirm your home address for each year we are reviewing. I thought it was only 3 years. It was actually, I also have to prove that I live here this year, even though we're not doing those taxes, right? And I can do mortgage papers, my insurance policies, utility bills, driver's license, or vehicle registration. And I go, welcome to the chat, South Florida Sunshine.
Hello.
So I'm just telling my my news.
It hasn't gotten any better. Darn it.
No, yeah. So
Oh no.
So when I read this to you and it says, send us copies of at least 3 of the following documents that include your full name, the address, and the date to confirm your home address for each year we are reviewing. So I had my house something, I forget what the flipping thing's called. Might be in here. It's my house assessment that I get. So I did 3 of those, sent them off. And they said, no, that's not good. No. And so I thought, okay, what's wrong? Maybe it was, because it does say on the first page, it says January 2020 to present. So it means now. So then I thought maybe it's I'm missing the 4th year. So I called them up and I wait on the phone. And I said, so I've sent them. And I said, and she goes, oh, okay, well, let me just go and talk to one of my supervisors, because she thought the same thing I did.
Mm-hmm.
And no, here's what it is. Send us copies of at least 3 of the following documents that include your full name, the address, and the date to confirm your home address for each year. So 3 for each year I
Yeah.
have
Oh my
to
God.
prove. So you go 12 pieces of paper, 12 things that have to show that this is my home and this is where I live. For and you know, and I said to her, I broke down because it was like, I don't know where I'm gonna find,
Yeah.
because you just go vehicle registration. Well, I'm sorry, I register my vehicle, you know, once a year, right? So it's not like, you know,
No.
so that could be one, my car insurance or whatever, but you don't keep your past. They always tell you destroy your insurance, your car insurance each, you know, get rid of that one and anything to do with it and only have this one.
Hmm.
And so I was emotional with her, and I said, I don't understand why. I said 2020 nobody was allowed to go anywhere. Where else would I be but in my home?
Mhm.
That, you know, that I've lived here, because if we look at, you know, for the last 12 years, this has been my home. And she says, well, we just want to make sure that you're getting the right amount. And I said, no, this isn't about whether I'm getting more or less. This is about, do you live at this house? And it's like, and we want you to send 12 pieces of documentation that say you live in this house. You know, 3 bills from each year with your name and address and the date on it. And with, you know, the Cablevision and with cell phone,
Mhm.
when I went online, they only do the last 2 years.
Oh no.
They're deleting everything past. And so it was like, okay, you know, I had a nice chat with the people that do my Cablevision, like, because then I was like, you know what, this is what they're asking for. He's like, oh my gosh, that is just stupid. I said, I know, it makes no sense. Yeah, so 3 pieces of paper to prove, so that they will give me the money that I'm allowed. That, like, it's this this amount, this money that they give to kind of offset. And I think it's like there's a climate offsetting thing or whatever. And you go, yeah, I could use that $3,000 right around now. Yeah, this would be nice.
Right.
Really.
Oh my
And
gosh, that's terrible.
yeah, so I just sat at my computer and I did my house insurance. You know,
Mhm.
I that was one of them. So at least they had something. But they're not like, my house insurance isn't something that sends a bill every month.
Yeah.
It's on automatic.
Mhm.
So I don't know if the powers that be will look at the document I got from them as being official, like that the paper looks nice. So hey, CC, thanks for coming in. I'm just complaining about the people that I pay to look after.
So is registration online? Like, is that each year to where you could go and do like car registration, your homeowner's insurance, and then what you need a third or fourth to do?
The third one I did was my water, sewer, and garbage.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what
So
a
that
pain
was
in the butt
Yes, to go and collect
for
all that.
every year. Yeah,
Yes.
that's terrible.
Yeah. The other one that was just for my province, that one I had to prove that on, I think it was like December 20th, that I lived in this house. Like, I had to have a bill from that date,
Wow.
you know, or I, you know, didn't qualify for, because they had given us back in 2020, they gave us, each of us, $500. And they said, we don't know if you lived there and we don't know if you were here. So you need to show us that on December 20th that you were in your house with a bill.
I was cashing that check you sent me for $500 here locally.
Well,
Awful.
I think, I don't know if it was an automatic deposit. No, it was a check that came in and I put it through the bank. Yeah.
Thanks.
You know, and again, we weren't allowed to go anywhere.
Exactly.
So I was, where else would I be? But, you know, you stop and you think, well, sure, I could have been traveling somewhere in Mexico, and I was living in Mexico, but still have all my, my bills and everything, and I have people living in my house or whatever,
Yeah.
and but still, like, it was like,
See, but those shady people would have all that set up, and they
yes,
would have all that paperwork because they'd
yes,
be like, "Oh, they're going to ask me about that, so I better put it aside
yes,
while
yes.
I'm in Paris for 3 or
Yeah.
4 years."
Well, how would the thing is that if I went to any other place, if
Mm.
I was to leave my country, my passport would actually say
True.
where I was. They would
Yeah.
know exactly where I was, right?
Crazy.
Because you can't go anywhere without knowing exactly where you're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a
Right.
second. I have a cough to. So I'm just going to mute myself here.
Okay.
Hang on.
You know it, right, Cece? The ones that are doing the naughty stuff, they got it. They know what they're going to be asked, and they got it all lined up, and
Exactly.
got their
It's not.
friends vouching for them and stuff, and they completely lying, but
Mhm,
they get their story straight so they can get away with it.
mhm.
Meanwhile,
Where
good
were
people.
you on the night of tonight?
I
Well, the
don't
good
know.
thing is
Am
I
I
have
here?
I have a live, but mind you, you can't really tell if I'm in my
Yeah.
house.
They can
'Cause
buy
I
your
could.
IP. They can buy your IP address,
Oh,
but
that's
they
true.
won't do that. They won't go through that trouble. That's just too many, too
Mhm,
much trouble.
mhm.
Now, see, they'll see the blinds back there, and they'll go, "Oh, look, she's in Japan right now. There's no way that she's in Canada." Hey,
I
Wasn't
forget what
she was
that screen is called. It's called something.
she was drinking a Korean drink. I think she was in Korea.
That's right.
Mhm. I was
One of
drinking Von B. She
Von
must have been
B.
in Korea.
No, I need to look that up in Costco. I'm so interested to see if
Oh,
I can
it
get
is
it,
it
or
is
even if I can
so
make it, like something close to it. I'm wondering if it is Buddha's hand that they use, because that's the only thing it's used for.
Mm.
Yes, you were streaming from a cardboard box. Pretty much can if you got a good cell phone and good signal,
in the
Yeah.
alley behind the 7-Eleven.
right?
Exactly.
Let's see here.
Oh my gosh, that's expensive. Oh, I think I'm on.
I'm
Oh yeah, no.
ODing right now on gummy elderberry things with zinc,
Ooh.
vitamin C, and D in them.
Oh, hey, Miss T with the T.
Hey, Miss T with the T. Oh, I gotta come over to your channel. I haven't seen you in a while, and I need to just come over and
Drop
say
your
hello.
links, folks. You type
Yes.
Diva.
Yeah, you do. Hashtag Diva. I learned that from Miss T with the T.
Yeah,
There we
Carol,
go.
I've been hitting the vitamin C products as well.
Oh. So this is
Ooh.
what Von B is. This is what they sell at Costco.
Von B. It sounds so
Mhm.
fancy.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
Honey,
trying to find my
citron, and
Costco
ginger.
app. Okay, let me
Mm.
see if my Costco carries it for.
So is
and
that pre-made tea? You just
Actually, it's
warm
like
it
a
up?
it's like a marmalade,
like a
right? So
spread,
let me see
yeah,
if
like a fancy
so it you
schmancy marmalade.
But you look at it here in Canada. If I get 15% off if I buy it, and it's $39.98 a kg for me. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was the second
It's
thing I
it's
noticed.
but it's like $11 at Costco. Like, come on.
Yeah,
So
Lord have mercy.
My Costco's searching.
well, everybody loves you, Miss T.
My
So it's
Costco
like, of
doesn't
course.
carry it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
Yes,
because
I am glad that it worked for me too, darling. So I was able to when I got on the Nightbot, because it was like I was on Miss T's, and she, people could just put their link up, and I thought it's so nice that you can just go, here's my link, and it was like, I don't know how to make the Nightbot do that, and so I emailed her, and she said, here's the little code, and I put it in, and it was like, yay!
oh,
It
awesome.
was so good.
Well, I don't know how
You-
to. I hid
Well,
Nightbot by accident for the longest time. when I
Mine
first
put
tried to
everybody
use
in
it.
timeout. Remember that?
I
I put everybody in timeout. I was like, now wait a minute. I'm losing viewers. Stop that.
Yes. That was yeah, my very first time, because it had something where if somebody uses, a emoticon 3 times, and Storms
Mhm.
always comes in and goes diva and a whole bunch of emoticons, and it was like, you're out.
Yep.
Yes, they are very complicated.
Yeah, I did it
So,
on mine one night, and it started like punishing everybody. You go, oh my god, I'm so sorry, y'all. Come back, come back. I thought I lost everybody, and
yeah.
I ran in, hurried up and got the other browser window popped open, and I shut it off. I said, that's enough. I put him in timeout.
Mhm. Hey, Andrews Northwest Coins. Thanks for coming in. And
Hey, Andrew. Man,
Oh, I
I've been
could.
seeing him all over the place.
I see they have the smaller bottle. I might be able to try it too on Amazon.
okay, yeah, it might be cheaper for you guys, but in Canada it's like, yeah, we're gonna charge you an arm, a leg, your kidney, and a spleen for that sucker. So
Yeah, that's the same thing
yeah.
for Yossi in Israel, because there's some kind of
Yes.
thing with if Amazon has so many distribution centers within the area, and yeah, it's just
Hey, Gina versus Gina, thanks for coming in.
Gina versus Gina. Oh, hi Q. I saw you said hello to me, and I didn't get to say hi to you, honey. Sorry.
And firstborn child.
Yep,
And
pretty
DNA.
much. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and your DNA.
I need a lock of hair.
That's right. Exactly.
Right.
It's like, yeah, it's about that. But you just think, do I want I really like my firstborn, so I think I might just,
Mm.
kind of hang on to her.
Yeah,
So,
I'll just
but
pass.
yeah. No, the Von B, it says that it's a tea jam and salad dressing and more. And
Ooh.
I love it. Like, you do at the bottom of your cup, you are going to have like the peels and stuff, but it's not bitter like a marmalade. Like, how
Yeah.
marmalades can be like, this is just, it's absolutely delish. Absolutely
That's
delish.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Kind
So
of depends on the marmalade, though, doesn't it? Because some of them put a rind in there.
yeah.
You'll get a bit of that rind, and you're going.
But this rind in here, it's delicious. Like it is just, my mom, she spreads it on her toast. She'll go, I'll have a Von B with toast when I'm there, and that.
Mm.
So it's very, very good. Very good. And I just find you got ginger, you got honey, and you got the lemon, so it's everything is in there. And like in all honesty, it's one of those things when I'm drinking it, there is that feeling of well-being. Like I actually start
Mhm.
feeling better, and that. So you're getting it all. Oops, I don't need to add that to the stage. I don't know how
Yeah,
to
you could
extract.
just spoon it right in. You
Yeah.
don't have to go doing it all yourself and, getting out all the
Mix.
citrus or the lemon and
Mhm,
getting the rind.
mhm. Nope, it's instant. So it is worth it. But just don't buy it in Canada on Amazon, because it's way too expensive. Hey, Miss Shirley, thanks for coming in. Don't do it. Just don't do it. So all those all the new ones that just came in, are you guys all ready for Christmas? That is my $1 million question right now. Are you ready for Christmas? Or do you got stuff still you got to do? I think the one thing we have to do is we have to see if I can, if this 30-pound turkey will fit in my oven.
You got to
That
do
is
the 1 hour turkey thing. Just chop that sucker up and put it in there on the pans.
yes.
It just doesn't look as pretty on the table. That's the
No,
only thing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
start from one end of the sternum to the other.
Exactly. Well, you drive safe there, GT. I'm glad you're still you're still with us here. Yes, Gear, I would say the same thing. I'm ready for spring too. So
Oh,
Miss T, she
yeah.
says I'm about ready. Maybe 90%. Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm
So,
trying. I'm trying.
oh, right. Yeah. Oh, you did Hanukkah. So your next holiday is New Year's Eve. Oh, Cash will be. Am I on your? I'll be on your Christmas gift list. Cece, you can just send me. You can send me some money. I'm happy to take some cash.
Yeah, don't send flowers, just send cash.
Yeah, I am not. I love flowers, but it's like, please don't send me flowers because
Oh,
I just look at it
You
as
don't
money
bring me flowers anymore.
anymore.
yeah. I ask him for orchids. It's got to be living. Please don't bring me stuff that is just gonna die
Gonna
in a
die.
week. Yeah.
Hmm.
Same thing. I feel like it's a waste of money. But if it's
Money.
a plant, it's not a waste of money. If it's
Yeah.
living
Yes.
and I can get some years out of it.
exactly.
Well,
I'm
if
not
you get
good.
seeds from it, I'm sorry,
Mhm.
let me
I'm
interrupt
not
you.
good. No, I'm not good with orchids though.
Well, for my they're good down here because it's the tropics. But
Right.
maybe
Yeah.
if I was somewhere else, like different climate, I'd ask for a different plant. Like I would love to do azaleas, but they require pretty acidic soil, so maybe different area. I would ask for azaleas, and I'd plant those outside. I want to hang them from my trees. Is the idea? You can like strap them onto the trees with
Hmm.
pantyhose and things, or wire them to the trees here, and then
Mhm.
they will latch on because that's how they really live in the rainforest.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, don't send me flowers. Yes, send me a plant or a
Mhm.
bush or something like that you can
Exactly.
that keeps giving. So you weren't feeling too good there, Q. You said your girls went to the complex office Christmas party, and they got Mama a new kitchen thing, but Mom was too sick to go. So that was nice that your friend took
That
them
was
and that
nice. Yeah.
they could still be a part of it. So I get it.
Mhm.
But yeah, so Storms, you were saying about seeds,
Yeah.
I don't remember what we were. Oh, see, I just had that brain fart too now.
I know, right? No, it was instead of flowers, and I said
Oh,
orchids, and he said unless you can get seeds from it,
Oh, that's right.
like unless you can continue it on, it's really like your money just kind of stops right there if it's a cut
Yeah.
flower. It doesn't.
Like
Mm,
like I don't know about orchids and most flowers. Like we have this beautiful rose bush at the very top of my. Thankfully, thank you. It's in my yard. It's a beautiful rose bush. It produces pink roses.
mm,
Pretty.
I know how to get the seeds from them because it's in the rose head. in the
Yeah.
bulb.
mm.
So
Yeah.
before it blossoms, that's
Mhm.
what you want.
Yeah.
And it's
You want
like,
them for
if I ever
vitamin C.
move, I'm going to have me a whole bunch of those put
Yeah.
back, and I'll just start me a rose bush somewhere.
Exactly.
But
Mhm.
Because it's like
Yeah.
if it's got good genetics to it and stuff like that, you can just go, well, now I'm selling them, and it's like,
Mhm.
sell a little plant, $5-10, and
yeah.
Yeah.
so.
And then
Mhm.
5 feet away from it is a hollyhock bush. And
Oh,
this is the
pretty.
one that makes a beautiful, almost, it's like a purplish, pinkish combination of flower. And, they grow
Yeah.
like 10, 12 feet tall. They're great. Like
Mhm.
if you want
Beautiful.
you want to block someone's view from you, grow those in a row. Man, they're great fats.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can't grow them down here. And roses, they have to be pretty fungus resistant for down here,
Ah,
or they
and
get the fungus.
so Miss Shirley, she says, for religious reasons, I do not celebrate any of the holidays, and she stays debt free.
That's
Hallelujah
right.
for you, hallelujah for
Mhm.
you, sister.
True.
Mhm.
We stay debt free. We make sure that we put away all year for pretty much Christmas and birthdays. We do the envelope system for that.
Mhm.
But yeah, we spend it pretty quick once Christmas comes around, though. That envelope gets empty really
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Q,
Well,
if you remind me in the spring, I'll send you some from that rose bush.
Mhm.
I'll even cut one and put it in a little thing of water, in a bag and wrap it real good.
Oh, that would be awesome to get a cutting.
Hmm.
Yeah, because roses are pretty easy to propagate. No, I'm going to say that's not true. Yes, it is true, but no, it's not. It's if I try to propagate it, no. But if I just take the cutting and I throw it into my compost and in my soil, and then I see it in my garden, I think, oh, it'll just break down, and I leave it there, it will sprout. But
Right?
if I try to take
Yes.
the cutting and put the little stuff on it, put it in the thing, I kill it. But no, I can just huck it into the yard and I
Yep.
will get a rose bush.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. We were saying that about tomatoes. That was Glenn was doing a bunch of tomatoes last night and making a slurry out of rotting tomatoes.
Right. Yeah. And people were saying, hey, just
Yeah.
go and throw it all around
Yep.
the yard. You'll have tomatoes everywhere. So
That's right. Pretty much. It's
Yeah.
better than, doing all the seed cleaning, and if you clean the
Oh.
seeds and go plant them.
so did you catch that, Storm, Sarah?
Yeah, I
She
read
needs-
that. That's what I was saying. All too.
Yeah. Send your
I thought you already had it, Q.
yeah.
I don't know. I give my address to a lot of people.
Just everybody.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I have your address too.
Yeah. Carol's got it,
Yeah.
I do.
or she did.
Well, I probably had it. I've sent you stuff, but I don't.
She
I don't
ordered
think
me tea one last year.
Yeah.
Aw,
It's
nice.
my
yeah.
Christmas
so
of giving.
one of my things that I do is I have a it's called a travel visa or whatever, and so I earn points with it. And so the last few years, so I buy everything on it, and then I buy my groceries on it, put the money on it, and I do this sort of thing. I get enough points that basically, and it's connected with Amazon. And so when my kidults go, I want this, and this for
Mhm.
Christmas, I go click, 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 and I go, would you like to use your points? And I go, yes. And so
Ooh,
it's free.
nice.
hmm
I wish our
Me
card
too.
was like that. Ours is Disney points, but we've got so many Disney points, we should just take a cruise.
You want to say
But
hi to
I don't like cruises.
Oh, you don't like cruises?
cat, but not the cat.
I don't like the idea of being stranded out there in case somebody comes down with the norovirus.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
in case. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Say hi
It
to
makes me a
everybody.
little nervous.
Right here.
Yeah.
See? Say hi.
Oh.
who is this one?
This is Phoenix.
Hi, Phoenix.
Hi, Phoenix.
This is
Kitty. Kitty, kitty.
the instigator of the bunch. He's the court jester.
Aw, pretty color.
Yeah, he's a pretty kitty.
Oh, good for you that you did your slips. I don't know. I don't know if mine are gonna work out, but I'm gonna start some fresh ones. Possibly from the ones I grew.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
agree with
start
you,
another.
Miss Shirley. Yes.
Yes.
It is a 365 days a year, and not.
It's nice to have those little extra days, though, Miss Shirley, for when you screw up and you aren't so loving to people. But yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. I like
Yeah.
that. I like the
No,
way you said that.
It is true.
Yeah.
It's not. Oh yeah, you're singing. What is love, baby? Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Yeah, I totally agree, and that's one of the reasons why we do a traditional every Sunday. We have family dinner, and the last little bit, like with me being sick, it was like, okay, we're having Korean soup because that means it's hot and spicy soup and it's so good for
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
And my one son, he goes, that when we come here, we look forward to like a real meal, like not just soup, because we make soup all week for ourselves, because they're single,
Because they're
and,
single, yeah. And
you know,
young.
so we're looking forward to, like, we want the meat, potatoes, and the like everything, Mom. And so tomorrow we are going to have a pork roast with crackle on
nice.
it, and so that is one of the reasons. Is it's important that my family, that we connect once a week with each other, stay in each other's lives, and support one another when things are rough, then we can rally around. Or when when somebody's that's no good, we don't like that about that person, like that wasn't fair, like we all stand. Or if someone needs to have a good cry, then we're all there to walk with them through it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys do family Saturdays. So
Like that.
oh, you only travel in small planes, only time in the jet going to Anchorage from Nome, Alaska.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, small planes. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Um,
they shake sometimes a little too much for me. They do weird things. Those small planes.
Yeah. Well, the last time that I was when I was flying up to my mom's, the plane, I think it would hold 10 passengers.
Mhm.
There's just seats on each side, but you couldn't actually stand straight up. Like it was you came in low, you stayed low. There's no, like if you're bringing in a bag, there's none of this, could you please put it under the seat in front of you, because there's no room. If
Yeah.
it's sitting on your bag is on your lap, and they just look and they go, "Yep, good." So
Mm.
yeah.
Q, I sent that to you.
I just remember we were in the West Indies, taking from Barbados to St. Vincent Island, and it shook. Plane, like it sounded like the panels were just barely and I was like, yeah, not a fan of this one. Whatever size this one is, this small
Wow.
passenger plane, not a fan. But I've been on like a Cessna before and rode up in the front, and that just made me sick. Like,
I could think of two
but-
aircrafts you need to experience at least once in your life, Carol.
I
Night,
think
night,
three.
Cece.
It's that middle
Merry-
one.
Merry Christmas to you, Cece. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, bye, CC. Have a good night.
See ya,
Merry Christmas.
CC.
So 46 years old, only left Alaska once. Oh, so I didn't know you were up in Alaska,
Oh.
Andrew. There, so, and
Cool.
wow,
He's way up in there.
yeah, no kidding.
Well, that's the way to do it, Miss Shirley. She's
Mhm.
like, I love cruises. Back from touring a lot. I would love to see the things that you see on cruises. I would love to do that. Port, go in, see all those things. I just have never had a great immune system being around people, and go figure I was a teacher, an art
Yeah,
teacher at
mhm.
that. So you're bending down with kids that are sneezing in your face while you're helping them with their little project. And I would get sick. So yeah, that's where I especially hate being sick to my stomach and
And it's
that.
like, they're supposed to hand in the
Crime.
work, and are going, here you go.
pretty much.
Here
The
you go.
first 2 years I got somewhat sick. The second 2 years I got even worse because little lady was with me. My daughter came and she was at the preschool. So she was picking it up from the preschool, who I didn't have those kids coming to me. And then I was getting it from all the rest of the school. So whatever, it was like viruses, like dueling viruses in our house. Ugh. But
Oh,
that sounds wonderful. If you have the immune system for it, I would totally do it.
yeah.
Totally. But
Is my mic okay still?
yeah, you
Yeah,
sound good.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
clear.
good. Oh, good night, Planter Garden TV. I didn't even see you come in, so I missed
Good
you
night.
coming in.
Good
Thanks for
night,
coming in and
Planter
hanging out.
Garden. We're gonna say good night, Planter Garden TV. We have to get our Jamaican on.
Right.
Good to see you. My terrible Jamaican, by the way, Planter Garden.
Sometimes you do it really, really well, though.
Yeah, but
There
I
is-
can never figure out how to stay with that. Like
I
say,
think it's because once you hear him say stuff, then it's like you get it. But
Yeah,
I think when you're talking around us who don't have the accent, and so then you're just picking I think 3
Pulling
accents
it out.
there.
yes, totally.
Yeah, I could hear her Irish come out a lot.
I think so.
My Irish. I don't have an Irish accent at all.
You do. Yeah, you do, lass. You
When
do.
you're not even thinking about it, it comes
Yeah, I
out.
do. It comes out. I hear it. I hear it myself there.
Oh, you got a good one. Mine is a terrible
Well, you know,
Irish
you
accent.
see, the name is Maureen. Why do you think it's Maureen? Hey,
Oh, that's right.
hey, where do you
Mhm.
think where do you think the
I-
Maureen came from? Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking last. It's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. I do like cruising. But it's like I do have a good I have a good immune system, but
Yeah,
also I have a germ phobia. So everything that I do
because of this,
is
I do too.
it, is in that vein. So like if it's a buffet, I have I have learned how to,
Mm-hmm.
with my napkin, go through the buffet. I take it and I scoop what I need and I go on to the next thing.
I do
Um,
that.
I don't, no, but like when people were all like in 2020, you got to wash your hands. And I went, and stop touching everything. It's like, welcome to my world. That is my world.
Yes, that's my
You know,
world all the
that's
time.
that's
Yes.
my normal. If it's within my home, fine. But if I'm in a
Mhm.
public place, because it's like, I don't know where you've been. And I can honestly say I've been in, like, when we're in a public washroom, like, there's lots of
Mhm.
stalls, and you're just in there doing your business and you hear some tick, 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 and they come in and, you hear the flush and then you hear them tick, 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 tick. And it's like, get back in here and wash your hands. It's what I want to yell at them. Sorry if that was
Yes.
loud.
And yes.
Because you go, you didn't wash your hands. I heard you do all those things
Mhm.
and you've been touching everything.
Yep.
So when I'm on a
Um,
cruise ship, I'm totally safe and fine. And
Mhm.
yeah, but I wouldn't go to Alaska. Why? People that go to Alaska, why? Oh, sorry. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. Andrew and GT who live in Alaska.
I would go maybe during the warm months, but I probably want to fly in and out, and still would be having phobia in the plane because it's recycled air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, when I'm flying, I take the thieves
Yeah.
spray
Mm-hmm.
and spray and I wipe down the seat and then I spray it also in the air. When I go into the washroom, I also give a spray in there just because that's going to help permeate. And like when we did our long haul over to England, I would spray and people would go, "Oh, what a lovely scent. Why does it smell like Christmas in here? So lovely."
It's delicious.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is true. They have the strongest germs known to man, and they just
real.
keep giving it to each
Sharing.
other because they're and they're touching and
Yes.
and touching.
Yes. So generous. They're very generous with those germs.
But
Shirley.
we spend a lot of our time teaching our kids to do what? Share with their family members, share with their friends. What's
true.
the problem with them sharing their germs?
That's right. There's like you taught me to share.
Nope,
There's flaws in parenting.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I homeschooled for most of their lives. My peoples,
Yeah.
and then once they were in school and stuff like that, if they were taking the city bus or whatever, when they got home, I'd go, as soon as they walked in the door, make sure you wash your hands. They go, yes, Mom, I know, because there's hobo pee on the bus. And that was our standard.
Oh.
Did you touch hobo pee on the bus? Mm-hmm. Go wash your hands. That's what we called it. You're in the hobo pee bus. So,
because they did smell like that. It's true.
Hey, Jordan Rayner.
Mm-hmm.
You be huge. You ready? Trek sent on Christmas Eve. I've welcome in. I've never met or seen you. I don't think. Well, who knows? Like, my brain is like in and out of things. So yeah, I've done a cruise through the Bahamas, and then we did a repositioning cruise on coming from Los Angeles back up to Vancouver, but I got out on the island here. So what am I doing for Christmas over Christmas weekend? Well, Friday I'm performing at Herman's Jazz Club. It starts at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can also tune in at Herman's Jazz Club Live, and you'll be able to see that concert. And then I'm having Christmas dinner Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day I'm having leftover Christmas dinner. That's what we're doing. People in my village don't like flying with me. I love turbulence. Folks get scared. Where else can you drop and raise 50 to 200 feet with tailwinds and crosswinds? Oh, Wow.
If
Yeah.
if you ever get the opportunity, Andrew, um, see if you can get into a glider. Now, I'm not talking about a hang glider. I'm talking about the one that's got the long wings. It has to be pulled by an aircraft, and then they turn the line loose, and you're on your own. What? You're shaking your head no over there.
Never.
You don't know until you try it. And you hear all that rattling and banging that Carol was talking about.
Nope.
You haven't lived until you've flown in one of them. I didn't fly it. Okay, I was like
Okay.
9 years old. But I mean, I rode in it and I remember it clearly. And at first, like the first 10 minutes was scary and it made so much noise. And then after a while, I was just kind of like, oh, cool. Oh, cool.
Wow. Yeah, I kind of feel like you, Q. Me smash right into a mountainside, splat.
Same.
Yeah.
Or you do one of those like my little, Malachi's always like airplane, and I make him paper airplanes, and it seems like my airplanes always go whoop, whoop, and then that would be me. I'd be like, oh, this is so much fun. Whoop, whoop.
Well, Andrew, you have to. Your pilot is supposed to map out the flight path first before you, because you got to go where the wind is. Otherwise, that glider's not going to stay in the sky. So you get blown to Russia. I don't know what to tell you, comrade.
Yeah, that's what I was actually watching was the Christmas movies, the Santa Claus. I was watching those because they have all three on the TV for this week.
The Santa Claus?
Mm-hmm. Like the trilogy. And I think they now have like something, I don't know if it's a series. They've been advertising it. I won't get the streaming service that has it, but supposedly I guess it's a series for during Christmas time. I'm not sure. But this was just the movies. It was the Tim Allen movies starting from the first one, and it was running the second one, and I kind of remember the second one, and then they'll run the third after. Oh, we plan on being on the Christmas Eve watch there.
Yes, we
Jordan?
certainly will. We will be ready to track Santa on Christmas Eve. Absolutely. Okay. So the winds blow one way in wintertime here, north to northwest. So yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's where you'd end up.
I remember watching The Last Alaskans, Andrew, and one of the guys, he passed away on there. Bob, his name might have been Bob. He had a plane, and it he went down and he was fine, but it was such a shame because it was near, like he could have really used it in those last, I guess it was a year or two before he did pass. I don't know if it was some type of cancer. I can't remember now because it was a while ago that I watched it. But he was like a true mountain man. Like he loved living in his cabin. He loved being out in that wilderness. It was the very few cabins that they can only pass these cabins down to, their children because they're in a preserve.
Merry Christmas to you, Jordan. And Happy New Year to you.
Yep. Merry Christmas to you too. Happy New Year.
Okay.
But you have to be like a blood relative to inherit the cabin. And I think there's other restrictions on the cabins themselves. But it was a really neat, really cool show. Because that was one, like a lot of Alaskans would say, that was closer to like real life in Alaska than some of these other shows were. But most Alaskans will be like, they're still all TV shows. So they're still like edited and cleaned up for us. Indeed. Okay. Wasn't sure.
Yeah. I just thought I better.
Yep. I love Storms. Look at his radios, and isn't that nice? His new logo.
I actually haven't seen it up close yet. Oh, this one here. Yeah.
I like it. I saw it come in.
Saw it last night. But I haven't seen it in the big when it's nice and big.
Yeah, I can't see. I need to see it nice and big to see the tiny words.
Yeah. Well, then it's like here I'm trying to look in my.
I know, me too. And I've got like a 13-inch screen.
Oh, that would be very cool. But except for you still have snow, and so that's where, yeah. So right, polar bears come with snow,
That would be
and I'm not a
terrifying.
I'm not a snow person.
Polar bears are humongous. Aren't they bigger than like
And brown bears
not just the brown bears, the other ones that
or grizzlies.
I think
bears?
polar bears ride higher than grizzlies.
I
if
would
I'm
not know that.
mistaken.
Andrew or GT would be.
Yeah, they would be the experts. Wow, Andrew. That must be something. That
And
would be
are they like are polar bears like I know nothing about them except for what I've seen, but are they is it like a is it similar like any sort of bear? I'm trying not to sound, foolish by going, are they scary? Are those bears scary
Well,
too?
will they break into your cabin like a grizzly will? Oh, good
Oh,
night.
good night, Miss Shirley. Thanks very much for coming in. Absolutely put Jehovah first in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Amen and amen, sister.
Yeah.
Oh, so GT doesn't know. You just have the moose around your place.
Yeah.
Because I think there was a video that you had posted a while back, and then you just commented on it. So I watched it again, and it was like, yeah, you had, you're driving around. It's like just driving through the neighborhood, and there's 2 moose.
They're huge.
So we're just waiting to hear back from Andrew on.
They're like NG.
Give us the rundown on the bears.
Yes. On the polar bears. I have to say we don't get them down here in Florida. They never got this one invasive, at least that isn't in our state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so GT, they get black bear and moose. Are you home now, GT? Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, good.
That's
Polar
what I
bears
thought.
will eat you just like the brown
Yeah.
bears. Okay.
They're pretty, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And are they bigger than, like, is it one of the bigger bears?
They're
Or is
pretty
it just like,
omnivorous.
yeah. Oh, you're still at work. Did you want the link, GT? Or is it you can't be in the link if you're, you're at work? Well, I know you can, but, because sometimes you want to be in and sometimes you don't. Just let me know.
Now I'm curious. Let me see.
You're going to go look it up.
Yeah. Is there a bear graph somewhere online? Let's see. Bear graph.
Oh my gosh. Oh, ha. That's just awful. Oh, I'm very sorry. That's harsh. Yep. I'll just keep looking at them on the screens as they go by, whatever scenery that they have. Okay.
Oh.
So polar bears are the king of all
I thought
bears.
they were. Yeah. They will eat other bears. They're huge.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty huge.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know much about. I know that in my hometown in central BC, they were having really bad problem with the bears. With all the fires and stuff like that. The bears were coming into the city, and they just could not keep up with the bears. So, and my dad had one, like he had 3 apple trees in his front yard, and they would sit up there for 45 minutes eating the apples. So, that's just very sad. Yep. And was it 2 bears, I'm assuming then? If it's 2 people, or was it the one bear, just going on a rampage?
Oh, just outside of school?
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
That's just awful.
It is awful.
I'm sorry to hear that, because that's,
Mhm.
and it does, like, just in my hometown, when I was visiting, like, anywhere I was with people, before they would get out of the car, they would go, "Okay, I'm just gonna make sure that there's no bears around before I get out of the car and go into my house." So,
Yeah,
it when you have something like that happen now, it puts everybody on alarm. So,
exactly.
aw, hey, there's my mumsy.
Hey, Mumsy. Oh,
Merry Christmas, God bless you, everyone. Oh, it was
here
a
we go.
bear and a baby.
All
Yeah,
right, let me see. Oh, that's terrible.
I'm. If you share the link in
Let me see.
through Facebook, then I can
Hold on.
bring it up what you're looking at.
Yeah, I just found something, but I can do it through here. Hold on. I just have to figure it out because they move things around.
Mm,
It's just a picture of like a stop somewhere, I guess it looks like, and it shows the bears in size to a human.
mm.
It'll come up below so you can share it.
Oh, you can put it
Sorry
in.
about that.
I don't know if I can. Oh, it's got a naughty word on it. But this picture over to the right, it shows polar bears
Wow.
reaching up over 10 feet there. And then that's a human being and a girl in front.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then there's just other. Here we go. 2000. Let's see.
Those are big bars.
Those are huge bears. Those are huge. Yeah, that's versus a grizzly. So 882 pounds for a grizzly, 2,205 pounds for a polar bear. The shoulder height is a little similar. It says 1.6 meters. So 5. Oh, no, it's not. I always get confused when we go from like, what everybody else does to what America does, because now it's like 5.2 feet for shoulder height, 3.5 for shoulder height for the grizzly.
Mm.
So yeah, they are huge. But grizzlies live longer. Polar bears are 15 to 18 years. Grizzlies are 20 to 25. But grizzlies are faster at clocking them at 35 miles per hour. However,
Wow.
25 miles per hour for a polar bear. So either one.
10 miles different, 10
Yeah.
10 miles
Yeah,
difference, or 10 miles per hour difference.
I'm
And
not gonna
Carol
touch
goes
that
about
story.
3 miles an hour, maybe. That's some scary stuff. Let me see. I'm not on the page. I grabbed the wrong page. There it is. Okay. No, each of their paw size, 12 inches across for the polar bear. So yeah, he's a big boy. And then grizzlies 8 to 10.
Wow.
It's
So
a
that's
a foot wide for his foot,
Mhm.
for his paw.
For his paw.
Wow.
That's like against your head. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Never
some
mind the
scary
claws.
stuff. I'm gonna stop it. Yeah, and the 5 claws each come down that are, who knows, like, that didn't say how long the claws were.
So there it is. That's
Oh, that's awful. So sorry,
That's-
Andrew.
that's a foot.
Oh,
So yeah, so
one swat. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Wow.
problem. That's
Aw,
horrible.
That's
Andrew,
very sad.
I think it's Andrew that's the one who is up, and he's the one who said about it just being pretty much TV. I think it was Andrew who was saying that. With most Alaskan shows, they're edited and it's TV.
No, yeah, they are dangerous.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
correct. You're correct.
I'll
Wow.
just stick with cats.
I know, right?
Here,
For real.
kitty. Here, kitty.
Well, it's pretty much like that's
Yeah,
why I
Gee.
do not go in the ocean, but I mean, you can't help it. The polar bears are on land with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And I'm sure
cannot
they
imagine.
swim fast. I'll stick with chickens. I'm good with my little
Yeah.
laying hens.
And I'm good with staying out of fresh water and not going for walks near canals because we have gators. But gators, like, you would trip over them and they would get you. They can run, though. I have to say, they can run. But usually, there's very few people that fall prey to gators unless you are doing something dumb, like nighttime walking along a canal or fresh water, or jumping into fresh water here, not knowing we have gators and we even have crocs too. So yeah, it's all kinds of fun here. And then sharks off the beaches and in the
I
canals.
have nothing. I don't have nothing. I have nothing. I'm good.
No, you
Yeah.
guys don't have the orcas out in your water though?
Nope. Oh yeah. Of course we do.
Okay.
They pass through.
Yeah.
You,
Well, they
you
eat.
hunt polar bears, walrus, seal, and other animals in the past. I'm Alaskan Native Eskimo. I can't pronounce the last one. I'm going to say it wrong.
Yeah, I would too.
Inukak.
Inupiaq.
Yeah.
Is that where they get Inuit?
I don't know if it's
People? Like, is that where that term comes, or is that no? That's his tribe, I think.
Yeah.
Inupiaq. I think it was the native people in Alaska who were watching they said that the sun was not in the same place, that we had shifted.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I've been hollering that all freaking summer long. Nobody listen to me about it.
Yeah, I know. We have like everything. It could be a song, GT Junior. Could definitely be a song. The iguanas will only whip you with their tails, though.
They also pee on you, but like,
Yeah, if they get that home field advantage, they will pee on you. Yes, they get above you in some way. But so will squirrels. Squirrels will throw things at you and pee on you.
Oh, it's a P. I think I read it wrong. You've got to, because I think it's. Is this how you spell it? Because I would like to know how to pronounce it. It's not one. This is how I'm looking at it. But it's like Inupiaq. Oh, that's the language is spoken through much of northern Alaska. So you hunt all those things. That's very cool, Andrew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so he hunts the polar bears, the walrus, seals, and other animals. Oh, in the past, he did. So
do they call the hunters out to hunt down these polar bears that have gone after human flesh?
Hey, Homestead
Not
Aquarius.
to be gross, but that have gotten a taste of human flesh.
Oh, thanks for coming in, Homestead. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out.
Hello, sir.
We've been talking about polar bears and other bears.
Yes.
And
things that will end you.
Yes, and we just found out that a polar bear's paw is 12 inches long. It is a foot long, so it is like this. That's it. You go, no, not going there.
Nope. And then they raise their claws.
Oh yeah, it was autocorrect. Yeah, so it's got a P. It does have
okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. But I did want to go and grab your link because I don't think there you are. And that way I will have it up on my screen so that I can check out your channel. But I will wait to subscribe so that I can look so that the subscribe will count.
So, Andrew, if you're native Eskimo, about how long are the polar bear claws? And then do they, of course, they probably do use them for jewelry, like a centerpiece. They use the one claw, maybe like some of our Native American tribes use from the land, and will use claws and teeth and things like that for their jewelry.
Everybody just saying hello, saying hello, saying hello,
Hola.
hello. They're all saying. Oh, I should just put the. Andrew, do you participate in live panels?
Ah, yeah, I bet.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
I've never, yeah, I've only seen that in nature, like specials.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Right.
and again, where it's all edited and
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
Safe for the
Um,
public to watch.
Yeah. well,
Exactly.
then you go, oh, I'm gonna go to Alaska, and it's like, here, polar bear, here, polar.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
Mhm.
I think I have to agree with my neighbor over here, Randall, that people need to see some of that gore so it sticks with them.
Yeah,
Yes.
so they don't do dumb things.
Mm-hmm.
They'll
Yeah.
still do dumb things.
Oh
There's
yeah.
there's shorts of plenty of people doing dumb things.
Well,
Mhm.
there's
Really
always going to
dumb.
be that crowd that doesn't see it though. So
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Or
Mhm.
they're, on something like,
or it's just their time.
yes,
God
it's just
said,
their
"I've had
time.
enough of you."
Okay, it's 4 to 5 inches long. That's what I was wondering.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna see if you wanted to come up and join our panel, because we're asking you questions, and then it would be great for you to be able to answer rather than we
Okay.
ask the question and then now we're on another topic. What was our question the first time?
I was
What's the
going to
answer?
say I've actually got that. We'll sort of have the answer to a lot of these questions because I met Andrew over at Create with Becca's channel,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
and she's very inquisitive, so she does ask a lot of questions too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Kara's my question girl. When someone's new.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm very inquisitive too.
Yeah. Well, no, it's
Especially
fascinating.
nature. I love like nature
Yeah.
and animals and
Exactly. And also when you have somebody that actually lives there.
pretty much.
Teddy
That's like
bears and death.
the
When someone
grizzlies too. Oh, look at that big teddy bear.
Oh, so cute.
Were the last words that she said.
Mm.
That's all we heard her say.
Speaking of wildlife, I've got a possum sitting at the door, looking at the door. He's probably still there, like my cats do when they want in.
Because he sees the
It's like-
cat's probably going in thinking, well,
You
what
know,
about
I'm
me,
like-
dude?
I opened the door. I said, "You want in?" He just sat there and looked at me.
Oh gosh, he might take you up on it. It's warmer probably in there than it is out there. So he might be like, yeah, it's
And now
cozy,
it's
dude.
raining. It's like raining really hard now. So
Can I come in now? It's
Yeah.
it's kind of rainy out here.
getting kind of cold out there.
That's
And
right. I'm
rain.
a little bit damp. I'd like to dry off and warm up. And I see all your other friends. Would the possum attack the cats?
No.
Wow.
They've sat out there and ate cat food together.
Oh,
It's
you
51 degrees.
you have
here.
no idea how loud my house is. I've got 6 kids. Okay.
Maureen
Said
has
enough.
kind of an idea. She's close, close
That's
to
right.
that. She had
I only had 5.
yeah, she's
so-
close.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
Oh,
Your
you're just that's fantastic. So yeah, my mom's dad used to guide Americans out hunting grizzly bears with bows and arrows. So he was my grandfather was a guide.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd want more than a bow and an arrow. Unless it's like a compound bow with some really, really sharp and big arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are big bears with hard skulls.
Well, that's fantastic. You are, keeping the population in your community. That is very, very good.
Yep.
Keeping it up. That's kind of how my family is. So I have one brother who has, he has 8. One has 6. I have 5. I have a small family. I've got a little tiny family. So it's like, well, we might as well, leave it up to us to repopulate the world, since not everybody else is. So we'll do it.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to have more. It just wasn't in my cards. And now that I had just what I had, and I realized why it wasn't, because I'm just too much of a nervous Nelly. Not have been good, I don't think, with many children going in different directions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'd have a nerve left. I feel like, no. I know you get stronger with each one. It's not like the first, and I get that, but that whole thing of where they can spread out and go in different directions always was like, now that to me says we were created and we did not evolve because we women by now, with as many children through the generations that women have had, we would have eyes all the way around our heads physically. We would have extra arms.
Yeah.
And we would be able to run at 55 miles an hour. Boom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Always get that toddler that's just like going off for the worst thing possible.
Mm-hmm. And ladies and gentlemen, welcoming to the stage, GT Junior.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Well, we've been discussing all the bears where you live.
Yeah.
Little bit crazy where you live. Well,
yep.
You don't get the polars, so
yeah.
Mm-mm.
No, he gets the death horse, the moose, the death.
Yeah, they got some real wildlife out there. I'm still in the city, so we just got the one bear. That's it.
Yeah.
And
just
moose
the one
everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
My parents have 11 kids and 3 adopted kids, 55 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren.
That's
wow.
A big meal.
My parents, 63 years old. Wow.
Stay warm somehow.
Yeah, you gotta stay warm somehow. That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Barry.
So wait, they got Wi-Fi in Alaska, but I guess they don't have cable TV until recently. GT, tell us, is that what? I'm just teasing Andrew. We teased. I teased
Andrew's
GT.
probably got Elon's magical internet, the Starlink. Yeah, the Starlink.
It was like with Star Wars. It's not Star
Brain
Wars.
just
Brain.
went.
Yes, those are death horses. You do not wish to ride.
Exactly.
Well,
especially
no, I think you can walk underneath, you can walk underneath the legs of them while, as standing it. So I do believe so.
They're really big.
They are
huge.
really big. Yeah.
They're huge.
Yeah. Thanks for asking, Homestead Aquarius. The last week's, actually all 3 gigs have done well, were great. The one on Thursday, that one was sold out. So they were, the organizers were very, very happy with, the amount of tickets that were sold, because we were a higher ticketed item, and the ones last week, there was a few points where, I had a couple of squeaks in there, and then and last Thursday's just a little bit where my upper voice is still not there. So yeah, but do if you are around on Friday, I'm going to be doing another gig at Herman's. It'll be a Christmas show, and I'm just going to present my mother, Diva in the Dirt. She has 26 grandchildren and 17 greats. Pretty dang good. And
good genetics.
Is that the with the newest one, Mom? Have you added in? I always forget where we're at. And that's from my parents having 5 children. Woo! Yes, of course they will stomple you. They're perpetually angry mood. They can never get laid enough and make them want to kill everything.
Oh,
Well, I don't know that
I thought
that
there was a season of rut. I didn't know they were always in rut. Are they always in rut up there?
no.
I mean,
I see them just standing around.
yeah,
The moose are not as bad. They walk around like dogs.
right?
They stop traffic. They go through traffic and they just
Mhm.
stand there and look at you.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're not as vicious as some may think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like you see on one of my videos, they were in my yard and he was
Mhm.
trying to eat my cherry tree, and I was like, no, I'm going out there, and I went out there. So
Mhm.
they're not as
Mhm.
vicious.
They
Now
do have
those were teenage moose. Now
Okay.
the one with
right.
the big racks, I don't know if I would be so inclined to
Mm,
try them.
yeah.
No. No, I wouldn't necessarily walk under them. I've just seen them like their legs, they're so tall.
They're
And
that
it'd be
tall.
like
Yeah.
I wouldn't walk underneath one of them. I have no desire to. Like the deer here, like we have deer on the island, and yeah, you're driving down the road and they're just walking towards you, and it's like you should move. No, 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 I'm just walking towards you. Or the ones that'll be out in my bushes, I'll knock on the window and look up and what? I'm just eating your stuff. It's really, really good.
This is very tasty. You grew this for me,
Mhm.
right?
Oh,
Thank
so
you.
Andrew says he's got Starlink with no power, and so then they use the
Oh.
pedaling, so to keep the.
Got all the kids pedaling. Okay, your turn now. Your turn. Your brother's worn out and he can go to bed.
That's right. So they don't have power for him, but they do have Starlink. They do have internet, so that's really great. Just not the power. We use manpower for our power. That's how far north we are.
Holy God.
I don't
Let's
know
see.
why you guys all think that I'm gonna go and pet them, but I will say where we travel, like there is the
Oh my gosh,
oh
they're huge.
yeah, the reindeer or not, they're not reindeer, I forget what they are, but like when you go through Jasper, like when you go through the Rocky Mountains, all of I think they're elk. And because there's just people around all the time, the elk just
Mhm.
sit there. Like, you just drive, people stop, take pictures and whatever. Yeah, exactly. That moose would be stomping GT into the soil, hoping for flowers to come up. Just gardening with people.
Daffodils and daisies, huh?
Ooh, cable TV started in '84, only 13 channels. Ooh.
That explains it. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Now probably the birth rate will decline in Alaska
That's right,
a
because
little bit
we've got
each
Starlink.
year.
You say I'm just eating your trees and garden. Now I'm gonna walk up to the metal thing that you hear and move around in, and if you try to stop me, I'm gonna stomple you. They just
Yeah.
they just kind of hang out,
Holy
the deer.
crud.
So
They are huge. Oh my gosh, you have got to see. Hold on, I got to show the picture.
Angela Krause, thanks for coming in.
Oh darn it.
Here
There's
lies
pop-ups.
GT who wanted to pet a moose because it was a teenager.
It was just a teenager. It's not a big deal. He didn't realize the girlfriend was over on the other side behind him. Oh my goodness. Here's a lovely picture.
Yeah, I'd love to know how you're doing that.
Yeah, I don't know where that one
I
originated
thought they
from.
wose size
but
of reindeer. Oh my gosh.
yeah, wait a minute.
How
There's a
on
bad word in
earth?
here, but look at the size of this one.
Jeez.
There's cars all around it, and SUV
Jeez.
is behind it. Yeah,
That's dinner for 2 years right there.
yeah, huge. And
Oh,
then
thanks
there's
very
one.
much, Angela. I appreciate that.
Just thought I'd go out hiking, and I saw like a walking house with antlers. Oh dear, that's a moose. Yes, that's a moose. Look at the size of that thing. Oh my goodness. Hold on. There was an F word in there. I wanted to skip over. There we go. There's one running in traffic.
Jeez.
Oh, they got a pretty good gait on them. Yeah, they're they're pretty good size. And that's a young one because it doesn't have a rack.
That's a teenager.
There you go. There's the teenager.
Oh,
that
right.
could, that
It's a
could still
it's a
end
murder
him.
horse.
Yeah, it's a total murder horse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a hoof print. It's showing. Just look,
Mm-hmm. Size of a bottle.
water bottle.
Mm-hmm.
They are gorgeous creatures, though. I mean, absolutely. They're so different, but they're beautiful. God just makes such beautiful creatures that can
Jeez.
end you in a second. Look at this guy. Oh my gosh. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm just going to the buffet. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Pardon me. They have a really good salad bar over here on Fridays. I'm just headed there.
When I
Woohoo.
was 14, there was one that was on my paper route. I was delivering papers. I think I was 14, 15, something like that. I was
Mhm.
delivering papers, and he was like right here to me. I mean, like I was delivering papers. I came around the corner and I'm like, and he just breathed, and then I was stuck, and then finally I took a step back. Let me see, GT Fairview. Fairview is oh, that's a scary place to be at, Andrew. Fairview is no joke. I know where Fairview is.
He hardcore. Serious.
Yeah, that's what you know about the no, not that one. Black Angus. Stay away from Black Angus in Fairview.
What's Black
no,
Angus?
Yeah, it's a hotel and everything goes down there. It's very,
Oh.
very yeah, it's
Oh.
one of those places where you got to have your head on the swivel and just be prepared. To be
Wow.
honest, yeah. But there's a
Wow.
lot of places in Alaska where you must be prepared. But right
Yeah.
there, that's probably one of the most dangerous places in Anchorage. No,
Oh,
hands
wow.
down, hands down. Yeah.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a shame because that's where a lot of the native. It sounds like a lot of the native Alaskans are in that area, or no?
They're in like Bethel and
Oh, okay.
yeah, they're in different places.
Oh, okay.
They come in from different places, and you'll see a lot of them. They'll come in, they'll be in Walmart, and they do like bush orders, I believe it's called. But yeah,
Mhm.
that's where they're at.
Oh,
And
okay.
I went to Bethel. Bethel is a town where there's not a lot. There's
Yeah.
not a lot at all.
Because they're used to living off the land. They don't need a lot. That's what Andrew's saying. Like he's native. We couldn't say the word what they speak. Their language. He said the word.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
wrote it.
Inupiaq. Inupiaq.
Inupiaq.
Alaskan Inupiaq. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Oh wow.
It's
And the meaning to it is real or genuine person. Inuk, person, plus piak, real. So
Oh,
it's
I like that.
Inuk piak. Inuk piak. That's cool.
Yeah.
but there's a lot of beauty here.
Yeah.
It's 17 degrees here, but it's still beautiful. You drive down the street, you don't hear anything. There's no cars right now. You see all of this white snow. It's all on the trees that are everywhere. It's like a real white Christmas. And we have the big old star in the background on the mountains and whatever. I be thinking that when I was younger, I used to think that I can take a rock and hit the mountains because they're right there, but they're way out.
Mhm.
But it's beautiful here. I promise you, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
All
but
times of year, it's beautiful.
it's really cold there right now, and I don't like cold.
But see, someone posed the question. They said, "Would you take heat over cold as far as the elements?" And I would choose cold because you can layer up. But with heat,
Yeah, you can
only
just
get down to
naked.
your skivvies.
Yeah.
You can just be
get down to
naked
your
all the
skivvies,
time.
and you're
Just
done.
That's
naked.
fine.
You just be like Homestead Aquarius is on the. He's like that way all the time, pretty much in Alabama, except for when it gets cold. That's what
Oh.
he's. That's what he says. He's always running around there.
Right. So yeah, my mom has 27 grands. Mhm. And it
Hey,
was
Miss
caribou
Barbara.
on the caribou on the highway to Alberta. Yeah, it was just caribou
Wow.
sitting around. They just sit like we're zooming by, and they're just, and so of course people are feeding them, and so they do become, probably a little bit more friendly.
Yeah,
So
a little used to people.
yeah,
So what? I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what the difference is between a caribou and an elk, because I see them hunt. I think it's elk. They hunt elk on these shows that I watch in Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
we
what's
have all of them. Yeah.
but what's the? I don't know what is a caribou the same? It just
It's spelt different.
the hand wants to know. The hand is asking. Are they in the same family? Is it like, are they all deers and they're just slightly related to each other? Like, that's my cousin, that's my other cousin. Yeah, that one, the bigger one, he's my cousin too, but we call him Caribou.
Because his name is,
Yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
it's Caribou.
No, there is a difference.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There is a
So-
difference though.
What I do is you go down and you click on present.
Yeah, I didn't know that you could do that.
You click on
Oops.
present, and then what you do is share screen, and it'll show you.
I know, but
It'll
like
list
that's
it.
what
Yeah.
I just didn't know that people that were on my
StreamYard could do that too with you.
yes. Okay, so
Okay.
elk versus deer. Oh no, that's deer. I didn't want that one.
Oh
Sorry.
dear.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
it's okay.
Their faces are different. You can see it, and their face is a little different.
Oh, and
Okay.
one's a little bit more necky.
Yeah,
But
more
this is
girthy
but is
around
the
the neck.
is the caribou the deer then? Is that what?
I don't know. I'm
Because
not sure.
I put caribou. Let me just go and try that again. Caribou. Elk versus caribou. What's the difference? Okay.
Elk facts.
This one's at
Okay,
least
so
has
that's
got.
that looks like another elk because of that darker top with the girthier neck.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then we've got a. Ooh.
Oh, they're gorgeous. That's a caribou. It looks like a reindeer, like a Santa's
Yes.
reindeer.
Yeah. So it's a wild species of deer, often called reindeer, when domesticated.
Oh,
Santa domesticated the caribou. They were caribous. They came to my province and they took them. That's where he got them from.
They're so
They
pretty.
belong to large groups of hoofed ungulate mammals called, I'm not going to say that one, which also include camels and giraffes. They are found
Oh.
in the Arctic tundras regions of North America, Asia, Northern Europe, Alaska, and Greenland. Caribou can also be seen in subarctic boreal forests during migration.
Pretty.
Okay, so yeah, they are quite pretty. Well, it could
Yeah,
be
they're very
like
majestic looking.
he's very posing, like he's really
Yeah, he totally is. It's like now, take the picture now.
That's right. I'm holding now.
The rack's about to drop. It's the end of season. Hurry. It's the biggest it's ever going to be.
I'm gonna be naked. I'm naked. I tell
Hurry
you.
up.
So the elk's hair has a reddish hue during the summer, which turns to a more lighter gray color during the winter. Coloration can vary depending on season and habitat.
Oh,
So, but so
interesting.
that's the elks, and then
because I did see Wild Fork tonight. They do carry elk. They carry elk meat. So I was curious as to like how it tastes. I don't know. Because I think Q had mentioned that she's had it. I've never had it. And I've only had a little bit of deer. Oh,
yeah.
Andrew eats them all. They're all tasty.
Oh, sorry, I'm missing all that.
And they all taste the same in seal oil. Well, I imagine, does seal oil make things taste a little bit on the fishy side or no? Is it fishy elk? Like,
it all tastes like chicken.
okay, there you go.
So I'm gonna catch you all. I've got a phone call, but I'll still be listening.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Storm.
Thanks. See you, Barry. I'll be right back. I have to go potty.
Okay.
Potty
Yeah. So our elk is it is one of the largest deer species in the world, along with the moose. And the sambar deer, elks are native to North America and East Asia, although they've adapted well to countries where they've been introduced. Well, now we know there is a difference between an elk and a caribou. So that's kind of
Isn't one of them from Canada?
Well, they kind of say, like, North America. So like we have elk here in BC, and we have the caribous. Like we have both. So I was missing all the chat. Maybe it's like a water buffalo. Steve-oo! And so I would want to know, how much meat, Andrew, do you get? Like when because you're hunting everything. You're hunting the polar bears, and you're hunting caribou, and I forget the other things. Yeah. I don't know if I did see if there was the difference in their sizing.
Do you do subsistence fishing and things of that nature, Andrew? Because with some of the Eskimo groups, sorry if I'm using the wrong terminology, they don't have to pay the hunting fee or anything like that because it's their land.
Oh, what are you saying there? An adult elk can grow to a height ranging from 56 to 68 inches from its hooves to its withers. Cool. But alternatively, a caribou measures from 34 to 62 inches tall in terms of weight. An adult male elk ranges from 325 to 1,100 pounds, while the adult male caribou weighs from 350 to 400 pounds. So yeah, quite a difference. Yeah, that is kind of cool. Yeah, you bring one moose down and you could be set for quite some time. And Andrew says, you want to learn to go outside in the brutalist weather. Start having seal oil, very healthy, and thicken the blood.
I used to work with a guy doing the same type of work that I do now, and he used to have seal oil in a refrigerator, and yeah, it's a strong smell. It is definitely a strong smell. He had muktuk too, which is I hope that's not an offensive word. I'm not keen on things like that, but it's like a well blubber, Eskimo ice cream. There's a lot of different things. This is hunting. Okay.
And so what does that mean?
That means that they can live off the land, meaning that we have to the other people like me or whatever, this is not our land. So what we have to do is we have to pay to hunt, to fish, and we only allow so much, but they're actually able to live off of everything that they there's no, I don't know if they have a limit on what they can harvest from the land.
Yeah, we have the same thing with our First Nations people here. They can do the salmon fishing and the shrimping and stuff like that, and do whatever they want, like however much they want, and to sell it and stuff like that. Or maybe there is a limit, but I don't know if it's with the fishermen, with the if they specifically have to. The fishermen's, I think they can do whatever they want and that. So
yeah.
We don't have pets, we eat.
Yes.
But I loved your comment, Carol, where you're like, all these beautiful, creatures that God has created that want to kill us.
So
like-
we got to eat them before they do. That just makes sense. Heck. Yeah, you got to I've heard that before, Andrew, that that the seal they eat the seal, that was part of survival. They needed that it helped provide something for their bodies in order them to survive that brutal climate and stay healthy, because it had all your vitamin A and D and everything within that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and it helps to thicken the blood.
thick and
and
blood. I read that. Yeah.
But I think, because I know just us moving, like, when I moved from central BC, where we do have the snow in the winter and the
Mhm.
minus 30 Celsius,
Yeah.
my body was geared to that. So when I first moved down to the island, that first winter, it was like, why are people wearing coats? Because my body still cycled into
Mhm.
having a thicker blood, and it was like, this looks like, you look ridiculous, and I'm sweating. So it's like, just a light jacket in the middle of December. Why are people
Yes.
in parkas?
Yep.
And then the following year, I was like, oh yes, let's put the parka back on. Yeah, I need that.
Mhm.
And so, but I think where Andrew is, it's like they actually need to add the seal oil just to
Mhm.
build it up.
To build it up.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
My family, just even in PA, when I couldn't handle the winter there that year, they were like, "Oh, it's because your blood's too thin from living
Thin.
down in Florida all these years."
Mhm.
And I'm like, "What? My blood's too thin? Don't we have the same blood?" I'd never heard that before,
Mhm.
ever.
Mhm.
So yeah, but they
Mhm.
made fun of me. They were just like, "Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy."
Mm.
That's what family's for, you go up
Yeah.
and visit them, and they just love to tease you. My uncle called me, what was it? He didn't call me wimpy, but I forget what he said, because my parents had their guest room up there right off their front door that was not sealed really well for winter, and it was blowing into that room every night when it would drop down into the teens. And
Mhm.
we're all in there, and I practically put a hat on one night. It was so cold. Because
Mhm.
they've got the heat and it's hitting them, but we're getting this big breeze coming in the front door, the draft, and it's the front room had like it would be a great Christmas tree.
Who's
That
there?
freaked me out.
What
Welcome
happened, Maureen?
welcome to the stage.
What's up, Larks?
And Larks, hey Larks, you got some popcorn for us all? Yes, this is true, Mom, that is true, but I have bought things.
You were gifted things.
Yes, I was
You were
gifted things,
gifted
and I
things.
gifted them back. How are you there,
Yes,
sir?
you exchange gifts.
How are you there, Aqua Jedi?
I'm all right. How you doing, girl? I know you've been trying to get better.
Yeah, I've been trying to get better.
I'm
when I
hearing
first-
it in your voice over here, girl. I had to come up here. I
Mhm.
can't stay long. I said, shit, I'm just going to go up here like I'm somebody and say, hey.
Oh, you are somebody. You are somebody. But yes, it was brought to my attention that, because I've been used to my voice for the last few days, and everybody was like, "Wow, your voice is very low, Maureen." And it's like, "Yep," because it's kind of where when I with the sinus infection, when I was really bad a week ago, if I was trying to talk and if I tried to go, it would be like that. I had no upper range in my voice at all. And it was like, and you're going to go and sing for the next 3 hours, like in 2 different shows. And,
Wow.
but I just kept choosing the lower key tunes and just stay away from anything, if I was having to do something that had a long high note, it's like, avoid it. Just move to stay in other places and that. So
What would Robert do? That's what she was. Robert
just-
can't get very.
just-
If he gets
just
up
get
high,
real low.
I know he got to stand on a ladder.
Yeah,
So you've been doing the honey lemon and tea and all that kind of stuff.
I have been. It's the Von B, the Korean tea it's got honey,
It's
lemon,
really
and
good.
ginger. Oh, you've got a Celeste. Put that back up there. You're doing an ad for them. Oh yeah, so this is
Mhm.
the jam and lemon ginger. Is that good?
It's good to me. I just keep tea and stuff like that on me because I'm gonna drink coconut water or I'm gonna drink tea. And yeah.
Well, tea
Yeah.
is good stuff.
It
Yeah,
is.
no, and so they, for the most part, people like I've sung with having like walking pneumonia before. Like I'd come to the gig and and it would be like I'd be sounding like this, and you going, yeah, thank you very much for coming, and then I would like, thank you very much, I can sing around a cold.
Mhm.
And so you can just hear it when I'm speaking, but I can still sing just
That's
normal.
amazing.
But just right now, some of the higher notes, it was just like, don't sing those tunes. So yeah, and then I just got a gig where there's 3 ships that are coming in on Monday morning, and the first there was just the 2, but they've got a third one coming to a different jetty, and so they've hired myself and my accompanist to go and welcome the families while these ships are coming on this one where the ship is coming in, and they haven't seen their family for 5 months, and so
Oh,
my little verklempt heart is just like, how do I sing I'll be home for Christmas and not cry through the
Right.
whole thing? But the weird thing is that when is that boat coming in, Maureen? Oh, right. They're going to get off the ship at 8:30. When are the families coming? Oh, they're coming at 7 a.m. So I have to be there at 7 a.m. And yeah,
Wow.
my voice will be a little bit like Robert's or Barry White's. Good morning, everyone. Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
They might
Let
appreciate
your
a little
heart be
Barry
light.
White. Did they get to go home with their beloved for a bit?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like,
Go ahead.
yeah. So no,
Well,
I'm a
you're
little bit
tough.
nervous about that, but it's like get up, and drink my lemon tea and my
Mhm.
big soup bowls of lemon tea. So it should be good. Mhm.
The show must go on, and you answered the call. You did
Yes.
good.
Yes. Well, it's called. Oh, here's a bit of income. You should do that gig because
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, and it's like I've been baking the bread, doing at least 10 loaves a week, and one of the people that came today, she goes, I'm going to buy bread for all my neighbors. Can you do another 10, sometime this week? So I've got another, 10 loaves to be doing this. I'm going to bake them up on Wednesday, and which is great. So having a little extra income, and so having these extra gigs, which is just fabulous. So
There's an ACDC song that really sums that up. Money talks.
that's right. Yeah, Maureen might be sick and can't sing, but yeah. Okay, I'll show up. I don't care. How choked
Mhm.
up I am. So
Yeah. Hey, I want to jump down, especially now that I see Larch is in here. I ain't
Oh,
gonna be up there. She gonna be harassing.
yeah.
She'll be
Hello
doing-
to your Homestead Aquarius.
What's up, GT?
Just maintain. Good to see you though.
I hear you. Everybody should have a chance to see me.
yeah. At least your hands and feet,
Yeah.
At least
That's
Well,
right.
your hands
How
and
many
shoes.
how many subs do you that will you get when that you have to have before you will actually show your actual face?
1 million.
Mhm.
A million.
I've already told people, once y'all get me to 1 million subscribers, I will show myself. Look
That's
into
awesome.
my eye and tell me that you see any doubt in that.
No, I do not see any doubt. But what difference will it make? Because you haven't done your paperwork, have you?
Oh, see, you had to go there.
Mhm.
You had to go there.
I
Right.
did have to go there because
Mhm.
it's like, what difference does it make if you have 1 million if you're not actually,
There's complications, Maureen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Complications.
Yeah.
I hear you.
And, so
Yep.
something's going to happen. But I'm going to have you up on my stage one night on my live panel. We're fixing to do some stuff.
Oh,
And
cool.
we're going to make a few things happen.
Oh, you want me to come and kind of sing everybody in?
Maybe.
Da, da, da.
GT's like, what? Or you're reading? Oh, he's reading the chat.
No, nobody's never seen Homestead Aquarius before.
No.
Only one person has seen me before in real life, and he betrayed me.
Oh,
No one else shall see me.
I thought I seen you before. Ain't that something?
You thought
Terrible.
you saw me.
Yeah,
What?
I thought you was playing Roblox or you was playing Minecraft or something. You was playing something, and I thought your face was there. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
he almost violated that one time, but there was no face.
Oh,
He
yeah. There was
did almost violate.
Sometimes
that
if
was a
he's
face reveal, and all you saw was the third person view of the Minecraft dude. But
Oh,
now there have been some accidental
like
accidental glimpses.
reflection a little bit.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's all you got. You ain't got me in my full glory, and you don't want that.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it's been a long day here. Old man done had some miles on him today. I just wanted to, kind of pop up here and say hello to the diva
Lava
and the
incident.
crew. What is she saying?
She's reminding you of your lava incident.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. You can always count on your best friends to make you feel good about little things you may have done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna take a lava ride.
Hey, I died for y'all.
That's
Okay.
right.
Got anybody else can say that as a YouTuber, all right? You
Yeah,
tell me who it is. I died for y'all.
Yeah, that's very
All right.
true, sir.
It's
Very
like an
true.
80s song. That yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get down from here before I do something. All right, y'all be good. Good to see you, Maureen.
Good to see
You
you.
know,
Good to not
good to
see
see
you
you,
tonight.
JT. And what's
Hi,
that?
Homestead Aquarius. Yeah.
Um,
oh, you just
yeah.
noticed that I might be on panel too.
Sunshine.
Thanks, sir. Yeah.
Sunshine. Yeah. All right, y'all be good.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, there's been a
Captain.
few almost reflective accidents, a couple
Mhm.
times. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Andrew. We'll still be here for So if you so you can be right back. So Minecraft blocking nakedness.
Pretty much. Yes.
Yeah.
And
So
the
there's
lo-
just been a couple of times where Robert was getting his he'll have one phone doing one thing and
Mhm.
something else doing another thing, and you could get a glimpse and see his reflection. So
Mhm.
other than that, just the people in his neighborhood have seen him,
Yeah,
and his
pretty
and
much.
the
And we
grocery
haven't
store
heard
clerk.
from them. We haven't heard from the neighborhood people. We think they've been put into witness protection or something
Yes.
for their own
I can
safety.
dig it.
I know, and it's like it's such a fun thing, when you think
Really.
about it. You go,
Yeah.
oh, you mean I could have had a faceless channel? That would have been so great, because then you could do a
Yeah.
video anytime. You don't have to worry about, am I dressed? Do I have my Diva in the Dirt t-shirt on? My
Yeah,
lipstick on? Oh, did I do my hair? You can just
I know.
do your.
But then
do
I'd be
your-
worried about my fingers and my nails because I'm vain and I grew up in a vain place. So I'd be like, oh
Mm.
no, my hands didn't look quite right in that
Mm.
frame. I need to, edit that a little bit
Mhm.
better.
Mm-hmm.
Even looking
Exactly.
at like Amazon hand pictures of rings, I'm just like, oh yeah, I got that. I've got a little crepiness like her, and I wish mine hands were more like that. That's what happens when you raise your children in Boca. Don't raise your children in Boca.
Okay.
Don't do it.
What's Boca?
Boca Raton, it's just, like a vanity capital, one of those vanity capitals, like LA and things like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like where there's a lot of vanity.
Mm.
I had kids, not all of us. There was plenty of down to earth kids, but the kids that were at the newer school were driving to school in the Porsches and
Ooh,
the
wow.
very expensive cars. Yeah. Us in older Boca, we had a few kids that had cars like that, but most of us, we had I got the car from my parents' Sunday school people. The garage kept, but now my car is like the car to have. It's a Delta 8. It was a two-tone Delta 88, and it had like the
Mm.
spindle wheels and everything.
Mhm.
That V8, I could blow. I wanted a Mustang, but I could blow the doors off of a Mustang GT on the road. I just had to wait a second because it didn't have fuel injection. It was like you put your foot down, and it'd be like, okay, just give me a second.
I can beat you, but
Just
I need a second head start. Mhm.
need a second.
Yeah, well, back to the hands thing, because there is somebody who she doesn't show her face, but she does do her hands. Well, she does show her face like in a side thing, but all the work she does for her hands, like it's like she's scrubbing like medical, and then the cream and all the stuff, and because her hands need to look really beautiful while she's creating this food or whatever. And it's like I'm going, oh, I just got to make sure I got to get the okay, good. Get the dirt out of your nails, Maureen.
Yeah, didn't get the genes for good, really beautiful hands. I got the old lady hands before their time hands.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, mine have always got dirt in them. Like,
well, that too. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'll be doing something and I'll look it back as I'm editing. It's like, oh, geez, Maureen. Or even while I'm doing it, it's like, okay, just change your hand position. So it's like,
so you're showing the vegetable like this. I know.
There you go. Look at the vegetables.
I don't know whose
They look
video I was
great.
watching. It wasn't one of our group. It was somebody else, and they were showing a food, and their nails were really bad. I mean, it was bad. And I'm like, I think I mentioned it to our group as a whole on Shed Wars. I'm like, okay, just a reminder to everybody, if you're making food, please clean the nails and cut them or something, because I just you don't want to do that.
No.
Because I'm that self-critical, like even of myself, but also like what you said, I'm a germ phobe, and if I saw that,
absolutely. Yeah, if I'm cooking, like I'm meaning if I'm just even holding up something and I see, but if I'm cooking, no, my nails are clean, and
oh yeah, I know
but it's like I'll be going, oh, and then just look and you're like, oh, Maureen. Just look at my nubbins. I just have little nubbins here. Isn't it lovely? You go, you should have cleaned your nails. You're out. Well, you go, but you are outside. You should be allowed to have dirty hands.
Yes, there you are allowed to have dirty hands. Indeed.
Oh, there's a little bit of
Kelly Warrior. Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. All right. She was okay with that.
Yeah.
All right. Larks is out. She's okay with that.
She can hold her own. Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely.
Especially calling John a little boy. It's too funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
so GT, are you all ready for Christmas?
No, I still haven't put up my tree. Terrible. I know.
No, it's not.
We had it. Yeah, most of the time last year, the year before that, we had our tree up before then, but this time we were busy with a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you said
that's how it's been.
Oh, excuse me. You said you were going to be working a lot more the last time we were all on together. So
mm-hmm.
I'm about to. I don't think I'm gonna do it.
Really?
No, not this year.
I want to, but my wife was talking to me this morning because I was telling her I'm tired of hold on, let me step out of the room real quick.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
He's like one of those 1D trees that they have where you can just hang it on the wall for those years where things are just too busy.
Mm-hmm.
It just pulls up. I got a friend, one of those where you can just pull it up from the center and it holds position.
I'm tired of working Wednesdays and Thursdays, and it's because I was looking at me and my wife was having a conversation about something, and I was telling her about just different things. And it was like, okay, how's my son gonna understand just different things about women and men and their how they intermingle and how the inner workings of certain things and just certain conversations, certain things. And I'm like, I'm not here enough. So
Mm.
how important is this money? So
Yeah.
that was the conversation that I was having with her. Well, I didn't have that portion of it. That was while I was outside, I was driving or something, and I was thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I told her that I wanted to cut back on my Wednesdays and Thursdays. And then she let me know, look, the insurance about to go up. The something else is about to go up. And I'm thinking about these bills and I'm like, I really don't care. I just need to stay off of Amazon. That's my biggest hindrance right there.
Right.
I'm always on there. I was on there early and it's like, I barely got $400. Why am I on there?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Just because I have money don't mean that it's there for me to spend. So
That's right.
what's wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole plant and seed envy thing too. We just need to have a come to Jesus meeting about the plants and the seeds, and we just do not have to have all of them. We do not have to have all the seeds, the trees,
Nope.
and the plants because they look very cool or they might be tasty.
Yep. I think so.
I
I hear
really
ya.
have a
I
I
hear ya.
really have a bad issue when it comes to seeds. I have thousands and thousands of dollars of seeds. I
Right.
do. I literally mean that. Like I have a lot of them.
I believe it.
Mhm.
I believe
So
it.
you don't need to buy anymore, right?
No,
You're
you
good.
Exactly.
good.
I have bought the whole seed catalog from Baker Creek for the last 4 or 5 years. This year I said no, I'm not buying it this year.
Yeah, I didn't buy
I
this.
I'm not doing it. I
Yeah.
have if I want something and somebody tells me about it, I have enough seeds to where they will trade me. I have it all. I have
Exactly.
everything.
Yeah.
I have
Exactly.
exotic seeds, I have peanut butter, I have the black. I got so many. And then I have 7 different fig cuttings. Like I
Mhm.
have any and everything that I need. I got banana
Mhm.
trees in my house. I
Mhm.
don't need nothing else.
Yeah.
I have grow
Right.
lights and fans and all this other stuff. I don't need nothing else, but I keep on
Mhm.
looking on the site for something to spend
Yeah.
money on.
Mhm.
Yeah. Same.
So why do you think that you're looking? What are you looking for? Because so what is the need to go and because you've got everything you need. I'm asking I'm asking for a friend. So
Yeah.
It's
Just friends. They look
it's
kind of like us, but may not be us.
they kind of
They
look
just
like us
kind
a
of look
lot.
like maybe us a lot. Yeah.
it's just like with hobbies. Sometimes we indulge in our hobbies a little too much. Like when people were getting beanie babies and the
Mm-hmm.
match cars and baseball
Mm-hmm.
cards and stuff. It's like not baseball cards, but beanie babies. You might have all of them, but you're looking for that. You're looking for something that's new that you don't have into. Um, I was gonna give my wife my debit card because
Yeah. Cut it. Yeah. Or
I
freeze
know
it.
me.
Put it in the
I
freezer.
know me. And then my wife said, "Don't you got it already linked to your Amazon account?" I said, "Ain't
Mm-hmm.
that something?"
Yeah, that's the thing with
Mm-hmm.
Amazon. They
Mm-hmm.
get you that way.
Well, but you can
Yeah.
go and unlink it.
Yeah.
You can go and unlink your you can go and unlink your debit card from your Visa so that you actually have to put
Look
the
at the
numbers
faces
in.
like that would be so painful, Maureen. What are you doing? It's like the face you just made. Like, I ain't
Why would
giving
I
blood.
do that? That
Yeah.
would be stupid, Maureen.
What?
It would be me trying to curb my obsession, my addiction to just purchasing. It doesn't like I
Yeah.
bought a new hydroponic system. I got a hydroponic system that I brought here that I was gonna take pictures and everything because I thought I was gonna have some downtime. I was gonna
Yeah.
put it here, put it there, and just just do my little presentation or whatever. It's still up there because I ain't have the time, but I didn't need it. I built my own hydroponics unit, but I bought one just because I'm doing the hashtag WIG 2023. So it's like I just want to be more
Mm.
relatable with things that they may be going through.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Now, see, that is exactly. I got $400 of silver. That's all I
Mm-hmm.
got to. I need more, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got to stop spending money. Just
Mm.
have like I was on this thing where it was like, I don't value money, never have value money like that. I value things and the things that actually you can get with it, that you can
Mhm.
purchase that make your life a little bit easier. So that's the greenhouse, that's the hydroponics, those are
Mhm.
things like that. But I need to get more silver. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I only have like
Mhm.
$400 worth.
Right,
Because at
but you
least
like
you get money for money, kind of like it
but
wouldn't
Yeah.
be.
with the hydroponics that you bought, the thing is that you made one, and so you said you wanted to be more relatable. But the thing is that not all of us have the means and the money to go out and do those things. So you're actually being relatable to go, hey,
Small.
you can
Yeah.
build it and you can
Yeah.
build it for cheaper, and you can, here's a way to do it. So that's, you know,
Yeah.
that would be my, like, what's done is done, right?
Yeah. It
Check
was
the
done.
box. Um,
Yeah.
but
But that's a
I'm trying to.
great, yeah, that was a great spin on that because he can compare it to what he spent to like build it, comparing to like, okay, now if you
Mhm.
go on Amazon, you're going to get all this.
Yeah,
This is what
but
it'll cost. And
for
then,
people like me,
yeah.
where you go, I don't have the means to
Yeah.
buy that, but to have someone be able to show me how to do it, on a budget, you
Yeah.
know, because it is hard to keep up with the gardening Joneses, in out there, and because yeah, you hear something, ooh, I want to try that, I want to try that,
Mhm.
but I hear you, like,
Mhm.
it's like, yeah, you got this, you got this, you got this, Maureen, you got this. You do not need any more seeds. Stop buying seeds. um
Yeah.
and it's like, you have enough to be able to trade, like you said. That's an important
Yeah.
thing. We can trade
Yeah.
with people, if there is something, and and it's like, but the name of the game, I think, where we're at right now is buying those gold and silver, buying things
Yeah.
that, because if everything goes kabuki, or not, when and if it goes kabuki, you know the seeds are gonna, like, that's value,
Mhm.
sugar, flour, that's all good trading value, right, to
Yeah.
feed, and that, and having the precious metals, those are super super important. But all
Yeah.
this other stuff,
Yeah.
all the
Those are
stuff.
yeah, that's what the problem is.
The
Like
disposables. Yeah.
like gold and silver is a tangible item that you can actually you have it, and it is a trading mechanism that you can do it,
Yeah.
Mhm,
and
mhm.
I was gonna go get the little bitty like tradable ones, that
Mhm.
are smaller in value
Yeah.
and things,
Yeah.
but I keep on spending my money on seeds. Like right now upstairs, I have a couple of $100 worth of seeds that I carry around so I can look at them. I'm telling you, I love seeds. Like
Sure.
if I got
Session. Yeah.
15 minutes, I got 15 minutes. I take out my little bag or whatever, and I look through. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna start these. Like this morning, I'm
Mhm.
messing with my chickens, and I did some, what is it called? Squash. I did squash inside. So I got the
Mm,
squash, and now they got flowers on 'em. So I'm happy.
Wow.
I'm pointing, I'm
wow.
giggling with my wife, and she was like, huh? I was like,
Mhm.
look. She was like, what? I was like, look, I got flowers. She was like, okay. I was like, it's okay. But
Yeah. Only another
yeah,
plant person really gets that. Yeah. That kind of excitement. Like, oh my gosh, you got flowers and they're in the garage. That's amazing. Now you got to
Mhm.
figure out a way to, make sure you pollinate them. Yeah.
hmm
My
hmm
husband could care less about gardening. He doesn't.
You need a 12-step program. We are going to
Okay.
help you with a 12-step program.
12-step seed
I,
program.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm working on it. Like,
Well,
Fine.
you're admitting it to us, which is like,
Yes, that's the first step that
yeah,
you have a
that is,
problem.
yeah, and that you do, and it's not like it's a bad thing, but it's the fact
Yeah.
that what it is that you want to stop working these extra shifts so that you can actually be with your family, with your garden, with your,
Mhm.
because the thing that you want to be showing your son is how to. Here's how, that's,
Mhm.
buying, like, Andrew just said, I buy gold and silver for my kids. That's awesome. But, and of course he's probably showing his children how to hunt and everything like that. But
Mhm.
those are the things that we actually need to show our families that, can you do without electricity? How are you going to cook? Andrew's got his, son riding the bike for their electricity, so that's good. But it's like, those are important things, to here's how we do need to be spending time together. So I will say it's like when I ordered my first little, I don't know, I think it was like, I don't know, it was like $400 worth of gold this one time. And
Mhm.
I don't know, it came in a package about this big.
Oh
It's like,
yeah.
you go,
Oh yeah. Our
I
friend
could
Cindy does that. The tiny little pieces
little
she'll get.
and I went, I could
Mhm.
accidentally swallow this. This is $400. I could swallow it by accident. I
Yep.
just kills me when I go, because I I had no idea, it was like whatever. I
Mhm.
think it was just a couple of grams that I was buying, and it was like they ship it to me, and it was like, well, I could swallow it. Oops.
Yeah.
It's
That
very
would be a
tiny.
very expensive poopy.
It would be a very expensive poopy.
Gold
Very
flakes.
yes,
Mhm.
flaked poop.
Gold and silver are another place to put your money, but it's still money, but
Yeah.
it
We'll
has
never
the
be
chance to be
worthless.
worth more and will never be worth less. This
Yeah.
is
It would
true.
never be worthless. That is the portion that I always hold close to my heart. Like when
Yeah.
I buy the seeds, I'm like, you can go buy some seeds from Family Dollar and things like that. You can
Yeah.
get
Mhm.
4 of them for $1. But
Mhm.
then
Yep.
I was looking for variety. So instead of just having one type of celery or one type of carrot or whatever, I have 10.
Right. Oh,
What was that?
you just got
Somebody
muted there.
calling.
Oh yeah.
Your call. Oh, you gotta go. All right.
Okay. Ciao ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Mhm.
Arrivederci.
Mhm. He says you can't eat gold and silver or cash, but you can't pay your taxes with beans and salad. Different
Mhm.
things for different jobs. That's true.
That is very true.
Those 1 gram maples are so darn cute, though. They are just so darn
I
cute.
wish I like. Well, how long ago did you purchase that? Because now that's probably worth way more if
Oh
it's
yeah,
gold.
yeah, yeah,
Way
yeah.
more. That's the
Uh,
thing about gold. I would like to get my hands on some pieces of gold. I
yeah.
mean, I
No,
have jewelry, but jewelry doesn't ever seem to, because it's not as pure, I guess.
right.
I don't know about like buying gold that way. I know about it, buying jewelry, but you
Mhm.
never seem to get the same amount out of
Yeah,
jewelry.
yeah, yeah. It was quite a few years when I did.
Yeah,
But it was like wow, and you think I could. It's so
I
easy to
know.
lose. So
Yeah, that
but,
would be me. I'd be so afraid of losing it.
yeah, no, you just have to have
Safe.
a safe. So I did. I went
Yep,
and bought a safe. And
that's what
oh,
we need
he's
to
back.
look at.
And he's back.
Oh,
Had to just take care of that real quick.
Yeah, of course. But you were saying, so you have it's like, I don't just have one kind of celery. I've got 11 kinds of celery. But my question is, do all those 11 kinds of celery, will they grow in Alaska
yeah.
for you?
Yeah, are they gonna?
Everything is gonna grow here for me. I have an indoor garage that's a
That's
grow
true.
room. So
Yeah, you
That's
have a huge
true.
grow room.
But
They
also,
grow like
do you like that flavor of this, of the first 5 celeries? Because some celery can be very, very bitter.
and that's why I have chickens. And that's where I can produce my own seeds and I can resell them. Like I've thought of all like I
you
believe
know
that
all the justifications because you go through them in your head. You just
yes,
know.
because that's why I need a 12-step program. Because
Yeah, I know.
I justified all
I'm
of
with
the
you.
frivolous spending I've been doing on these seeds.
I so understand.
But
I
the
so
thing that
understand.
but the one step that I did this year differently than I did last year is I would get that Baker Creek catalog and I would spend hours at night.
Mhm.
Like me and my wife, we supposed to be watching a little TV or whatever. I'm in the book,
It's
Get the pretty
it's
pictures.
circling and dreaming, and you know,
Yeah.
and it'll be stuck to my arm when I go to sleep because I'm thinking about all, and then I go to the back of the book and I put like, you know, $280 on there,
Mhm.
and then I would just buy in $40 sections. Boom, boom. And I was like, you know, I'm not doing it this year.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
for you. Good for
Yeah.
I'm
you.
not. I'm
Good for you.
done.
I
I'm
can't
not.
even. They're beautiful. The seed catalog is gorgeous. And I am a picture person. Being an art teacher, I will not buy that catalog. Just like you said, I'm not going to pay the extra money. It's online, like Kelly said. And I love the packets because everybody's like, "Oh, you got the really good seeds. You got the Baker Creek" when you're on YouTube.
Mm.
But I am in a zone where I would do better if they were assimilated to my climate, and I would do better buying from somebody who is selling from Florida or the tropics, and often they're just fine because they're going to grow, and it's like a harvest that I can at least count on, or it's going to be a perennial. I almost said perennial.
Oh.
Mhm. Mm.
That's not a word that I want to be saying. But yeah, I have to. I think we get so caught up in like what Maureen said. It's like the gardening of the Joneses because we see so much on YouTube and we see like these gorgeous plants or this like thing we want to try, and it's always more, always another step, always. What if we took what we have and just focused on that and made it really great? And really like, okay, can that feed my family? How can I feed my family with that plant? And for how, can I break it down to where it's really easy for me to grow? And I know it really well, so I can get it in, get my harvest, because you're inside where it's controlled. Like maybe that's where you could put your energy, where you're getting to know the seeds that you have, and you're getting to know how you can produce the most off those plants for your family. And just like you said, does my family really like this? Am I producing this for my chickens?
Which they're not really fond of celery, but mine aren't.
I tried to give them mullein. They was like, "What is this, man?" But kale, oh my goodness, I got a kale tree you
got the kale, tree kale.
Good night, Larks.
It's just
thanks for coming in.
It's a regular kale
Good to
that I've
see
been
you,
growing for
darling.
over a year.
Hey, Lark.
Wow.
Sorry.
That's awesome.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Over a
For
year.
a year.
It's in hydroponics. I got a 2-gallon hydroponics. I drilled holes in there, put an air pump in there with a air stone in there, and I cut it off, give it to them. They go crazy for it. Yeah.
See that?
But Homestead Aquarius made a comment in the chat, and that's exactly what I need to be thinking about. He said about the seeds of life, but a new roof or whatever. I couldn't read it all, but
Let me see.
Here we are. Seeds are an older store of value and money than gold or silver. Seeds are life, but they cannot be sold or traded for a new roof or a house or whatever.
True.
That's the point. That's the gold and the silver, and that's other things that can, that retains value because there's not a lot of, it comes to what is it called? Supply versus demand and stuff like that. So yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. But it is tough because I know like with me being a new grower, it's like, well, I don't know if I can grow that. I want to grow that. And there's just stuff where you go, I want to try to grow, the honeydew. I can't eat honeydew or cantaloupe, but I grew them, for other people to eat and that. But it's like, I am honing down where you go, okay, you know what? You give room to this certain plant and you suck at growing it. It doesn't, I'm not taking the time to go, what kind of soil, what do I need to change? And it's like, I'm going to stop growing that. I'm going to stop trying to grow that because we don't eat it anyway. Or where it's not in our regular diet in any way. And so there's stuff like that where I'm going, okay, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to stop that. I'm going to stop that. And I'm just going to focus on these things that I do want to grow, and stop giving space to them, So, but
And there
yeah,
might be a neighbor like that will grow something better than you that you guys can trade off. Like, I'm growing this and I seem to have a bumper crop. Do you have
Mhm.
do you grow broccoli? I can't seem to get broccoli. Oh yeah, yeah, I got broccoli going out my ears. Maybe you trade some broccoli for
Mhm.
that, whatever that crop is. But I don't know how near your neighbors are and if they garden or not.
Mhm.
GT, I'm not sure.
Mhm.
There's, down here it's
She was wondering if you have if you're you know if you have neighbors that are also gardening that you can trade off with,
no.
but not. And your growing season is this big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's a neighbor across the street. That's how I met her. She was outside messing with something in her yard. And I'm all looking like, what is she doing? I had just moved there. I had been there 2 days. And I'm looking,
Mhm.
and I guess she felt me looking. And she turned around. She was like, hello. I was like, hey, what you doing over there? She was like, she was some. I was like, let me see. She was like, come on over. And the next thing you know, I'm giving her eggs. She brought me over some perennial
Oh, there you go.
flowers. She gave me some buckets for my hydroponics. So I have 10 buckets that I can put hydroponics in.
Nice.
When the snowstorm hit and my snowblower wasn't working, she did the little outside of it, and then she let us borrow hers real quick. Now we have one, but
Mhm.
no, I've made relationships on the people on
There
my
you go.
street because there's this one guy, I can't never remember his name, but he always, hey, what you doing? And because I'm
Mhm.
always, messing with something, putting in the trees and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Yeah.
there are people here,
Yeah.
but they're far. They're just want to know what you're doing. There's not many real gardeners on my street. There's
Mhm.
Mhm.
2 or 3, and we got a nice.
Mhm.
We live in the suburbs, so
Mhm. Yeah.
I really don't have enough land, but nobody's really growing food for real. They're
No,
not.
no.
Wow.
And it's a short growing season. So
Yeah.
you're the king of the growers because you are growing a lot, and
Mhm.
have set up your garage to be an indoor greenhouse garden in so that you are growing food all year round, which is awesome.
What about that greenhouse that you visited? Is that close or no? The one that
That's
you
that.
showed us.
I take my individuals there,
Okay.
and that was beautiful.
That was
And
gorgeous, but that might be an
yeah,
avenue for
yes,
relationships from different spots nearby that maybe aren't
Mhm.
like your direct neighborhood. Because I just found out I didn't even know my city has its own gardening club and they have
Oh,
a city plot. It's not the best place to go and garden, but
no.
it's still relationships that I could be
Mhm. Mhm.
opening up to and finding out, okay, well, what do you grow good and how do you do that? And this is what we want to grow because it's in our diet, but I'm having trouble making it happen.
Mhm.
Because, yeah, annuals and a lot of them, we're not friends
I'm gonna be right back. I gotta run to the loo.
because
all right.
I either give them too much attention or I forget they're there
I
when they're
can,
outside. I just,
I could,
whoa, I was
I
supposed to
can,
water. We stopped getting rain. Boop, boop.
I can definitely understand that. The people that work there at that greenhouse, when I
Yeah,
see them, I bring my personality.
yeah,
I have a great personality, so I was like,
you
hey
do.
man, I was like, y'all don't have. I see y'all got the free sign for cuttings. Y'all don't have any today? Oh
Mm.
no. And I was like, well, I like that fig. And he got some cuttings of the fig for me, but they
Oh,
were too
nice.
big.
Yeah.
And I knew it because I was at work, and then I had to go to the second job, and I wasn't able to root it then. And something else, and I can't remember what it was, but I didn't get it to root. But
Oh,
they also had a position there,
oh,
and that's only one of the greenhouses that I've seen. They have other greenhouses,
the
but they haven't
multiple.
let me in. They haven't let nobody in those yet. But yeah,
That
they
would
had
be
a
definitely and especially it might be another place for you to, like you said, trade and also give. Like, hey, my banana did 3 pups and I thought it was only gonna throw
oh,
2. Do you all want this? And it'll get, throw some pups out for you guys and maybe, for trade, do you have something else that's I can bring into my green, like trading.
Right,
a
right.
place to go trade too, but also reciprocate. So you're giving them if they want it. Sometimes they're like they don't want it because it's more of a sterile like situation. They don't want to bring anything
Mm-hmm.
in. But
Yeah, I can dig
it
that.
seemed like it was pretty like they would take it. I mean, I would think they would take like a banana pup and want to try and see if they could grow that out.
They have a banana
They
tree there
had
too.
some. Yeah,
Yeah,
what
that's
it
right.
is.
That's right. Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, maybe you could bring them one banana pup and you could get a pup off of whatever they have if it's a different because there's so many bananas.
Yes.
And mine's a hybrid. It's like a cooking banana. It's not quite a plantain, but it's some sort of hybrid. And the Filipina that when my mom was in hospice, she got excited when she saw my pictures of my banana tree. And I wish I would have her information, but they're so used to turnover and they don't. I wish she would have stayed in contact because I would have given her a pup for taking care of my mom. I gave her seeds. I was like, oh, well,
Mm,
here's some, of my, the greens at least, try and grow these when it turns winter
mhm.
time here. But she said it reminded her of the bananas they have in the Philippines. The dwarf,
But it
the
was the
dwarf.
smaller ones.
Yeah, I have the dwarf bananas, the lady finger size, the smaller
Those are
size.
good.
Yeah, they're a great size to have too. If you don't like, we don't have like, a big yard, so I need dwarf trees, and they get huge around the base. So
Hmm.
the height of a regular banana tree, I'm afraid it would take out our fence if I cut it wrong,
Mm.
which is always possible because I cut the bananas and then my whole rack just dropped on the ground accidentally because I thought I had a hold of it, but it was a lot heavier coming down when it came to get down.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I could dig it. I could dig it.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Because that stem in the middle of the rack is like this wide and full of water. And so is
Oh,
the banana plant is too. So when you go to cut that banana plant down, you're going through, it's very fibrous, it's all the leaves, and it's all filled with a lot of water. So it's the weirdest thing to cut down because it's just leaking the whole time. And banana sap is the worst. If you get it on anything, your wife will kill you. It does not come out. It is really bad to get on stuff. So when and if you've got these bananas growing and you go to cut down where your nastiest clothes, do not put it down on any fabric that you don't mind getting stained. Like put it on a tarp to go in and cut off the hands and stuff.
okay. Okay.
I didn't know that starting out, and I have towels that they'll never be the same.
Oh, wow.
They look nasty. Skip
Yeah,
the
I have
loo, my
the.
darling.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It is
I
so much.
have the dwarf Cavendish. It's a
Yeah.
tissue culture. Mine is a tissue culture,
Oh, okay.
from what I understand. I got in touch with another YouTuber, and they do bananas and stuff.
Mhm.
And I
Is
asked
it
them,
Black's Tropical? Is it
yeah,
Black
that's who it
Tropical?
was.
Yeah,
Yeah, Black's
yeah,
Tropical.
yeah.
And
Bobby's banana crazy too. Yeah,
yes, yes, yes. He told me they was talking about some bananas. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm telling you, like I've wanted to move.
yeah.
Like
The
all of
blue
the good
Java, the ice cream. They have the ice cream banana. I would
ice
love to,
cream one.
but those are full size banana trees. Like
Yeah.
they have the property to do those. I just right now don't. I don't. And I'll tell you what, bananas are invasive because they're always growing underneath the ground and they
Oh.
just can take off. So once you have a mature banana, it's sending off like 2 or even sometimes 3. Depends how prolific the banana is. And you've got the little pups coming up all around that one mature. Well, I had 3 that I started in the very beginning. Within 3 years, I had a mat of bananas because of all the pups coming up, and it will just keep doing that. It'll just keep going around the one tree. You'll get like 2 or 3.
Wow.
So they can
But
get
see,
invasive.
I don't see how that can never be. See,
It's a good
see.
problem. I'm not saying it's a bad
Right.
problem.
Okay.
But if you're putting your bananas, say, near a fence, it can become a problem. You've
Oh yeah.
got to
Okay.
do that's where you get one of those serrated shovels and you cut into the corm so you can keep control of it a little bit better. But you don't.
Corm, that's the word.
Yeah, the corm is that big root, and that's probably where they got the tissue culture from. Was the corm? It was probably right. Is that what Bobby said? It was like probably a piece of the corm that they.
I asked him, and he said something about tissue culture. I'm like, oh man, I got an alien banana. That's the only thing I thought of. It's like, oh man, I got a fake banana.
No, not a fake banana. They do tissue culture. It's just a faster way for nurseries to put them out. It's so funny though that you said that. I remember them going down here to a nursery near me. They got to it first before I did. It's the nursery's called Jack and the Beanstalk. She has gorgeous, so many plants out there. And they were going to look at the bananas, and she mentioned tissue culture, and they're like, oh no, we want like a pup. Like they wanted pups. And it's so funny that you said that. And I thought of Bobby because of that. I figured you were talking about Bobby because they wanted the pups if they got them and not the tissue culture. And even me, I still don't. I'm like, I don't understand the difference either. And I've been growing bananas for a while, so I got to go study that more. It's just
Andrew, you need to look good for your wife, okay? So get some new jeans and look good for your wife. Come on. You wear your hunting jeans out hunting, but you look sexy for your wife.
Yeah, clean it up a little bit for the wife. We appreciate it.
Now, the one tree that I really, really want to grow this year is the moringa. That is the one tree that moringa and the soursop. I want the soursop leaves, and I want the moringa. I want to make the, what's it called? The powder. I want to make the powder, and then take the powder, give my chickens what I don't eat. Like if there's some yellowing on some of the leaves or whatever, I want to give them that. But that's what I want to do. I want the moringa in my body.
Yeah,
like
that's the
what's
best
the
way
name?
to do it, is powder it as the moringa tree. You I've done it even in my oven, and I've done it even on the counter because it can get dry here, and it'll get dry there too with your heat on. You can do it right there on the countertop.
And what is the powder good for you? What is it good
Yeah,
for?
I use it instead of parsley. I'll put it on things to give things green. And, my husband thinks it's parsley. Moringa is called the tree of life because it's got like a big huge vitamin profile, like vitamin K, iron. I think it's got more iron than spinach. And it's a crazy amount of minerals that the tree produces. They even, in the countries that grow it, they say supposedly the seeds can purify water. I'm not really sure that the seeds they taste like crap. I will tell you that. The seeds, if you eat them, they're horrible. The flavor, maybe some people would like it, but the moringa itself is like a spicy grass is the only way I can like it's kind of like a horseradishy grass flavor when it's raw.
I think Carol is supposed to send Maureen some moringa seeds.
I told you, send me your address. I thought I had them in
She told you like 2 times, Maureen.
Yeah. I have
at least 2 times.
I have your
I didn't know you didn't have
lavender seeds in there too for you. Yeah, and some chives too that would go for your area.
I'm just gonna go and I'm just gonna go and give you my address right now. I didn't know that you were waiting for my address.
Yeah.
Apparently, I wasn't listening to that part.
Nope.
2 times, at least.
Okay, can you know what? Can you not be the lawyer here?
The bear. Yeah, moringa is the one that it's the nutrient profile of it is just from everything that I've ever read, everything that I've seen on YouTube. I have a big old bag of it.
Yeah,
I bought this like 2-3 years ago,
seeds,
and I gave a whole bunch of it to Black's Tropical because they had hit like some milestone or whatever. I was like, here's half of the bag, and I still got a big old bag. But that's the one thing that I want to grow. I think that if I get that soursop in my house and make it actually a tree, learn more about bonsaiing, I think I can do something. But the bonsai is what's going to really like
My
Help me.
sour sop, I'm about to go out and beat that thing against its trunk and maybe drive a nail in it and see if it'll produce. Because
Did you just say you got a sour sop?
yeah, I've had a sour sop. I've been
why
waiting
is
for
that
it to
fast?
flower. Been waiting for it to flower.
Oh.
How
When
long
you
has it
look
been
out,
around?
it's funny because I have the two trees together. The sour sop sits in front of my moringa tree. My moringa tree is where the iguanas are usually seen, up in the top
Hmm.
eating.
Mm.
The only thing with moringa's trees is the branches are fragile, the green branches. The one good thing about them is as long as they're green and you put them in soil, they'll they'll shoot up again. So easy, easy peasy. Yeah.
I done spent hours looking up moringa. And I thought there was only two kinds of moringa, but
Mhm.
there's like 6 or 7 at least.
Oh, I
I
didn't know
thought,
there was a bunch of cultivars of moringa.
yes. Bef-
Wow.
Wow.
before I um there's this guy on YouTube, one of the first YouTubers where I was like, wow, this man is cool. This man is amazing. His name is John Kohler.
Okay.
John Kohler, he does doing your greens and all this other stuff. But he was talking about
I know who you're talking about. John. Yeah, he's been around forever on YouTube, right?
forever.
Yeah.
That
He
guy.
he used to go around and he would have his mic, but it was hooked up into his camera. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
so
Wow.
so I've been watching him for years, and that was before I even knew you can comment on YouTube. So I would watch him for years, and he was talking about different types of moringa, and you could tell by the
Oh,
leaf structures, the bitterness, and all these other things about moringa,
I
and
missed
I
that
was just
one.
amazed. Yeah,
You just taught me something. I had no idea there was. I mean, it makes sense, but I didn't know moringa had other cultivars. I thought it was just one of those like the miracle tree. But it makes sense. Like totally. And sour.
Olifera. Sorry.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
It was the Olifera, and then there's one other one that I knew of before John, and
Yeah.
then watching more and more videos, just plugging stuff in YouTube, just looking up things or whatever, and then he started showing
Oh.
with
Yeah, the
these thick
moringa
leaves.
olifera is the one I have. That's the more common one that most
Yeah,
people have. So I'm
yeah.
wondering. Olifera.
Mhm.
So yeah, you got me now interested to see. But I do have a sour sop. My sour sop, um, I've had it for I want to say at least four years now. Not one flower, and it's a pretty good sized tree. But what I did find out is I might have pruned it, and that might have been where it would have flowered, was where I pruned it, because it likes, I think, older wood to flower on. So yeah, I am giving it another year, and I'm probably going to go out and yell on it and tap on its trunk and give it a little, little scare to see if it will throw some flowers, because there have been people, and I spoke to one. He has a channel too, and he's a creator. And he said he took down actually 3 soursop trees before he had one that would produce for him. They can be very temperamental trees for some reason.
Hmm.
So I hope I don't have to have one of them. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
they love to be cut back. Yes,
Oh yeah.
100% about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Moringas are, yeah. Yeah, they
Now,
can be a bush. Yeah. I
what
didn't do that though.
what what I need help with is sweet potatoes.
What?
I've never grown a sweet potato a day in my life, but I have sweet potatoes growing, getting the slips. So I
Yeah,
have the
yeah.
slips that are coming up,
Yeah.
and I'm scared because I don't know well, let me not use the word scared. My realtor said stop using that word. I am
Yeah.
cautious about what I'm supposed to do because it has a slip about yay big. The
Yeah.
sweet potato is all the way up under the ground because I did some research. They said that the sweet potato must be underneath the soil or it's just going to give you something else. I don't remember what it is. So I have them and they're about this
Mhm.
big, but I'm kind of cautious.
I've let them just go, but I have let them go in a larger area. You're dealing with container gardening. So, right? Are you talking about
Yes,
container? Yeah.
yes, but
Um,
I want to. Should I cut them?
you don't have to
I
dig down,
I
right?
right, but I when I take my slips off, I do pinch them off. Like I'll just kind of pinch with a little bit of the potato still attached to it. I don't know if that's the correct thing to do. I have put my slips into water to watch them start to root, and once they root,
Mm-hmm.
but I
Yeah.
think when you're in the warmer climates, I think you can just. My dad said they would just take the slips off, or they would just put the potato down,
Yep.
and then once the slips started coming up, they would just take off those slips and just throw them into the ground. But he's in Mississippi where it's
Yeah. But you have to put them
smoking
in
hot.
shade or they'll just die. They will dry up and die if you don't have them a little bit shaded when you're putting in the slips. I found that out the hard way. I didn't know
Yeah.
that part. And you've got to
Not
have nodes where they'll shoot down there.
Yeah, not for me. Like mine were out in my front boulevard, so they were in full sun all the time. But I don't have the same intensity or heat that you did
Yeah.
have down in
Yeah.
Florida, right?
True.
So I was giving them as
So-
much sun as I could. But
Yeah.
I've tried it. I've tried it where, put the potato in the water to get the slips off,
Mhm.
and that worked the first year, and I did get, some sweet potatoes, and then this last year, it was like I had them in the water, and then Robert goes, take them out of the water, Maureen, and put them in the ground. So I thought, fine, I'll put them in the ground, and it was like, oh, here they started to come up,
Yeah.
and
They come up faster in the soil.
yeah, where so then that worked, and so then I did take some slips off, and did stick some in the ground, and then I did just take the whole potato and stuffed it in the ground. But I did have that one crazy potato, and they all moved around, and then there was like, you had the initial seed potato and all
Mhm.
whatever, but then it was growing another
I
potato
remember that. You
out
were
of it,
like
like
the
it's
potato grew off the
it-
potato, and I had never
it was
seen that either down here.
no,
That was
no,
crazy.
oh yeah, he's giving away hundreds of slips. Yeah.
Yeah, they are
Sweet
like a
potatoes are absolute
powerful.
beast. You can grow so many slips from the vines. These things to grow. No, no, no. That is a big fat lie. It works for you for where you live. If you're in Alabama, yeah, you can grow them like it's like nothing. But when you're in other climates, like GT or me, you can't. So
Well,
give
you
us
can
some.
grow it like a house plant too, is what Homestead Aquarius is saying. You shove that thing in the ground like you're going to grow a house plant, and it grows like that. Inside, it can grow like that if your place is warm enough and you keep it, relatively, water it once in a while, and don't forget it like I kind of do. That's
Mhm.
why
Okay.
I think God put me in Florida. But yeah, I was going to say you should talk to Q because Q is container gardener
Right.
and she does sweet
Yeah.
potatoes. And she's in Washington.
Yeah. So she's just like right across the pond from me.
Mhm.
So Q, are you when you took your slips off, did you take the slip off and put those into water? Is that what you're doing? I would just love this. Oh, it's about the environment you give it, but it's a whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah. Here, best grow time is April through August. Mm-hmm.
Andrew, I'm in Alaska, but I refuse to let the grocery store be my only option, man.
Mm.
I have a grow garage. I grow food in my garage. That's what and eventually I want to produce 70% of my produce. That's the goal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get there, but I need more time. But
And you
yes,
could-
if I
and
was
if-
gardening outside, that would be ideal. But I want to have my survival food in my garden. I'm talking too much now. But
No, you're not.
no,
What do you
it's
mean?
because I have a video that is gonna be stellar.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's gonna be
You will.
stellar because I get to go back and I get to look at it myself. And some people may appreciate it, but I'm talking too much. But I've made out the list. I've put out the I got a few songs that I know I want to put on the video and everything. But I plotted this thing for over a year. I've been looking through my phone, like, where's the list? There it
Oh,
goes.
oh,
Thank
did
goodness
you
that
weren't in? You're not. Well, are you on Facebook? I got.
yeah, I'm on
Okay,
Facebook.
I gotta get you on Facebook and get you in our little messenger group. I
So
lost everything in Filmora recently. All my videos to go back to and clip out of.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
get
I
fresh produce once a month here, and sometimes we miss out. Wow.
see,
yeah.
he's in the real bush. They got one
Yes.
plane that goes out there,
Yes.
or
Mm,
I think they have no. There may be two planes, but there's not a lot of travel that goes where
mm-mm.
he's at.
But
So
if you can get a hold, Andrew, if you can get a hold of seeds to grow your own romaine or your own lettuce, is that possible with all your kids? Do you even have a spot where the younger ones won't like take it down? Because that's what I'm dealing with my son. If I put up a cracky method stuff, I'm afraid he's going to come and mess with it. But that might be an option for you guys to grow. And even they have the you create it yourself with the grow light if you can get that flown in. You know, like they have the more expensive ones with the grow light, and you know, you've got your little hydroponics down below. Can't think of what they're called, aero gardens, but you can make your own aero garden.
Then you can have the lettuce
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
the aero gardens are if you're starting off hydroponics, aero gardens, those type of units,
Mhm.
they are ideal. They have them on sale right now. For some of them are $35 right now. I have
Yeah.
one that's upstairs. I got one. I needed it,
Yeah.
but there's
For a bit, I was
the
like, I really don't like them because of the company. Like, I don't want to give money to that company,
Mm.
but they are. You're still giving money to Monsanto when you're going in a grocery store and you're buying those
Yep.
ginormous vegetables that
Yep.
they're producing, and at least you're not like it's going to be less chemical that you're dealing with, like, because
Right.
that's what bothers me about the nutrients with hydroponics is it's all pretty much synthetic. Like, have you
it
found
is
anything?
synthetic. Yep, yep.
It's like I'd
You're
like to
right.
find something organically. Like, have you tried compost uh, tea or anything to see if you can balance? Yeah, see, I wonder if you can. I don't know if it's
You can.
enough.
You make your own compost. You water with that. You put it in a five. You put it in a gallon jug, 5 gallon jug. You water like that. You use soil. Hydroponics, I use it because it's better than the food that I get at the grocery store as far as
Yeah,
pesticides. That's the
yeah,
biggest. That's the biggest things that I worry about is the
Mhm.
pesticides.
yes,
Because if a
absolutely,
plant, if the bugs won't eat it, I don't want it because that means that it's
exactly.
doing something to them to actually make them
Yeah,
resist the food. So that's the
yeah,
part. If nothing else, I'm saying, you know what? I'm growing in hydroponics.
true.
Some things are going to be grown like that.
Yep.
I'm putting nutrients in it because they have all kinds of. I've been studying hydroponics for a very very long time.
Yeah. Well, that's why I
So
asked
for
you, is there any organic coming out for nutrients that you could
yeah,
still
you
say like, okay, I'm doing it organically. Like
Mhm.
but then it's like you go back into that when Broke was, I don't know if were you in there that night when he was going off and he was like, well, if it comes in plastic, is it
everything.
organic? Like,
I mean,
ooh,
the soap we use, the toothpaste.
yeah,
I mean, we
it's
want to
chemical
minimize
laden.
those things, but we're chemical. It's all around us.
Yeah,
Everything that we
Mhm.
use,
yeah,
the waves that we are introduced when we're using the microwave, it's a lot of different elements, and
Mhm.
you choose what ones you want to
yeah,
eliminate out your
Mhm.
life. And some people are like,
Mhm.
when it comes down to dealing with the hydroponics, it's a no-go, and I fully
yeah,
understand that. But
yeah,
there's
Mhm.
also 511, which will create a odor when
oh
you're
yeah,
dealing with things that are yes, when you're
true,
dealing with things that are natural, you're
yes,
going to create an odor and maybe other things
yeah,
indoors. So,
true,
you pick
Mm.
how you want to do it.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
you You pick your
Right.
negatives, your cons, your pros, your cons. Yeah.
He's gonna go drill in the ground. It's only frozen 2 feet solid. Nah, I just got to
Well,
go down 2 feet.
It's
Sure, it'll work
it's
fine.
yeah, it's bad out there. Like
But y'all have stuff that does still, like rose hip. Don't you have the rose hips available to you when it is frozen outside, like in the beginning of winter? Is it rose hips?
Yeah.
Am I thinking the
Yeah.
right thing?
Yeah.
And you can go and harvest those
yeah,
and
I did.
dry them for tea and things like that. Like
Mhm.
now, is the
Make jelly.
environment conducive for cranberries, like in Maine, or blueberries, or
We have both of those wild
that's what
cranberries
I thought.
and blueberries, but it's cold here. Like the ground is
Right.
solid. Like
Yeah.
it's, and I don't know how far the permaculture reaches down, but
Mhm.
permaculture is real. Like when I moved and
Mhm.
I was thinking of, okay, I'm gonna do this to my yard or whatever, and it was like, oh, there's ice still, and that was
Mm.
Yeah.
The permafrost,
May,
right? Is that a permafrost
April,
when it's
March.
solid?
Yes,
Permafrost.
permafrost,
Okay.
and that's
Yeah.
up under it. And I don't know how far down that goes.
Mm.
So I didn't know if
mean-
you saw this. This was from before GT. So Q said I
Screenshot.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because that is one way. Like, so
Mhm.
how many slips do you have right now?
Well, the how it is I have a Tupperware, the thing that you put your shoes in or something like that you get from Wally
Yep.
World. So
Yep.
I have two of those. I have one inside the other. The one that's on the outside, that's the one that is the enclosure. The one that's inside of it, that's the ones that has the holes in it. And that's where I have the potato and the soil on top of that. And I have at least 10, 15 little slips that are coming up from there. And I just want to know, what do I do with those slips to actually put it in the container, because I'm actually looking at maybe a 10-gallon grow bag. I think a grow bag is going to work better than a 5-gallon bucket because of the oxygen that
Oxygen.
goes
Yeah.
into.
Yeah.
So I'm
There's
trying to
people
figure it
who
out.
do
it's like-
kiddie pools and still struggle with getting enough sweet potatoes in kiddie pools. They take the vine and wind it
But,
and wind
so
it to sink in.
if you've
Go ahead.
got 10 slips, so you just start experimenting. Take one off, go stick it in some water, and see if it'll start to get start to grow roots.
It will.
So,
I did
Yeah.
it before.
Yeah.
I've done that part.
Then you got to try and put it in soil and see when
Then
you.
just
Okay,
Into
I'm
the
doing
soil.
it. I'm doing it on Monday. Yeah,
There
I'm
you
doing
go.
it on Monday then.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, right there.
Do it. There you go.
I'm just, I just know I don't understand the, like, potatoes. I understand
Yes.
a lot of potatoes are going to heal up. You can pile it up. Some of them, I learned this like 3 years ago. Some of them, they only will stay right there in that area. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So there's indeterminate and determinate in potatoes. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to understand potatoes and sweet potatoes.
Sweet
My
potatoes,
brain just is
are
like,
different.
huh? Yeah,
sweet
I know,
potatoes
but
vine, and they had the nodes, and then where the nodes are, they usually send down the vines, and then that's where you'll get your sweet potato tubers from, is those when they're sending them down. So like off that slip will form stuff there, but then it's going to form a vine, and that vine's going to want to reroot itself too. So probably just tucking it in as it does that, and you might end up with more that way.
Yeah.
As soon as you see the nodes, it'll do it naturally, but maybe to get those like little U clamps for you. So then it's not, so then you can have a more controlled grow, I guess.
okay.
Like where it's not putting all its effort into the greening and the vining and more into the tuber formation.
And you know that you could eat
Mhm.
all the leaves and stuff, right?
Yeah. you
On
can
sweet
do
potatoes,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
can
know that
saute
part.
them. They don't like it. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's not like oh, that's really green tasting.
Yeah.
They're quite delicious, So, Homestead said, Carol's 100% on that. Sweet potatoes will not grow from a tuber, only from the vines. That is not true. Robert, do you not remember seeing mine?
Yeah, she had the freak one. She
I
had
had
freaky
I had
Martian. tuber.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
had
seen
one.
that in all my life
No,
ever.
no.
Only in your like amazing soil that you get. I don't know what they do over at that farm where you get those bags of soil, but I don't know. They have like some kind of angelic sprinkles that
No.
they put into
Yeah,
it
no,
because
this was grown in my grow bag in my front yard.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
just
just gonna go grab it. It was
it's
so weird.
I've never
Yeah.
seen that. I didn't say that at 100% that happens. I put what I do here because I have the climate to do it is I will just shove one in and forget about it and see what it does. Because I got tired of trying to plant the slips and the sun burning them. So
Mhm.
because that's where
Yeah.
my bed is. And also too, now I am gonna have to probably switch over to container, like doing the kiddie pool because
Mhm.
of having the problem with the root knot nematodes. That's what I was going to
Right.
ask Q because she has the
So
worms. Yeah, there it is. What the heck?
and so this was the original that Robert said put that in the ground, Maureen, and so I did. I put it in the soil, and then it did
And it
have
did
slips and
that.
stuff from it, but it did that. And when I cut this off, we ate
Never
it. It was
It was
absolutely delicious. Like it
it's
was
so
totally fine. Like look at
weird
it.
though.
It was growing potato out of it.
I
Yeah.
wonder if somehow that was crossed with a true yam because true yams will turn into that like this they will just get like lumpy and bumpy like that and just get big and huge underground. So I wonder if
Mhm.
there's any way that those two can cross. Now I'm curious if they
Sweet potato
can.
is already what the vine
Huh.
is trying to do, making making a store of energy. All that tuber had to do is put out 1-inch vine, and it would have put down tubers. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
as
I
long as
don't
it
know.
has that
This is
node. Yeah, we don't know what this is though, Homestead. What's that?
yeah, and yeah.
I've
Did
never
it
seen
have
one
extra
blow up
strings
and
of
yeah.
tubers come from it? It did also have extra um slips coming from it, and there were yams from it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, some I
Yeah.
don't it wasn't like when I cut it off, it's beautiful and orange inside. Like
Yeah,
it was
no,
it
it would still be beautiful and orange. Like the yams come in all different colors. The yams from like I have the purple one right now and they call it the ubi but they just look really ugly, like lumpy
mhm,
like that underneath
mhm,
when you dig
mm,
them up. They don't look like a nice tuber shape. They are lumpy and bumpy like
mhm,
the end of that sweet potato is. It's really
mhm.
weird. That's bizarre.
Oh, you're supposed to be are you not done work? Because we made you go and chat downstairs? Okay. Because I was like, you're usually you go home right, at 10 o'clock my time. You're usually like, I'm out of here, get to go home, but it's like, oh, so you got to still do some. Did extra tubers come from the tuber connected to the original tuber?
Uh,
Oh, that's really hard for my little brain to understand.
can you
Did extra
translate that?
tubers come
Come
from that
from the
tuber?
Well, that's what it seems like, Homestead
They
Aquarius.
well,
Looks like extra tubers just kind of,
they
but
were just
didn't
they were
come.
just coming out of it, but
Yep.
there were slips that were coming out of it that did have, I think, other tubers under them. Not a whole lot. Like it wasn't like I got a huge crop of yams, or I mean sweet potatoes. Sorry. Um,
That's
I
okay.
was
They also call them yams if they're soft and sweet
yeah. Well, if they're
because they like.
yellow,
No, it's not a color thing. Nope.
okay.
Nope.
I've seen growing sweet taters and I've grown yams. I've only seen yams get lumpy and make extra tubers like that. Oh, you got yourself an alien. And it was a tasty alien. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just going to tell you that right now. It was delicious. So yeah, I've held off on on my sweet potatoes that I grew, and we are going to be having them for our Christmas dinner. So I'm excited
Very
about
nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
that.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I love it when you go, you bring
Mm.
in food that, it's all food that you grew.
Yes. Yes. And of course, I don't have my sweet potatoes because I didn't grow them this year. Actually, no, I take that back. There's some out there that I've got to dig up, but most likely they're not going to be looking good with the root knot nematode problem I have. Let me see. I am really curious about that. If Discoria alata can combine with sweet potatoes. Discoria. That's wild.
I'm so thankful that we got Google and we ain't got to go to the encyclopedia no more. Ooh,
Right.
thank you.
GT Andrew said, you eat pilot bread or Sailor Boy crackers? Do you know what those are?
Yeah, I don't like the pilot bread that much. I know what he's talking about. Those. One of my guys, that's what he had. The guy that I used to work with, we went to the store and he was like, I want those. I was like, what? So, cause he eating them, I was like, I gotta try some, but I would have to like put cheese on it or put something else. It's just a little odd. It's a little different than what I'm used to. Let me say that.
So what is in pilot bread, I wonder? Gotta go look that up. Gotta go to the Googles.
I know. Google Pants.
Google.
Mr. Google Pants.
So the original tubers, I think I probably bought them from a grocery store, but it's one that tends to have a lot of local produce from it that is grown here. I'm pretty sure that, and I think it was probably organic. I just bought a few of them.
Yeah. Because, what do you call it? Walmart carries yams.
I get nightmares when I hear Google it. Google it.
What is cool about my yam that is growing up my tree is it finally put out, they're called bulbules, which you can use it's like a seed that you can use off the vine itself. That's what's different. Because they do it in the air as they're growing up the tree instead of within the soil. They'll put them out and you can use them like seeds the next season. And I just pulled 2 off and hopefully I've got more. Right now I've got to wait for the greens to die back. The thing is still going crazy.
Andrew says Village Delicious Foods can have with every meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. Huh. And it's some sort of bread. Or it's some sort of
This is crazy.
They sell it at Wally World. It's a cracker that it's just a little different than, in my opinion, than like saltines or whatever. Just the shape of it, the thickness of it is, it has the balance of it is a little different than what I'm used to. But they sell it at Wally World because I took my guy there. Yeah.
Neat. Okay. I'm going to go now. Thank you so much. It was great to get to hear your voice and see your frog eye for a little bit. So thanks for coming in, Homestead Aquarius. I really do appreciate it.
That was a frog eye?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. I'm petrified of frogs. I'm glad I ain't looked long. I don't like frogs. Like, not at all. Oh, Lord. No.
That's right.
I didn't even know that.
I never want to tell Homestead, but like one of the prayer ministries, one of the ladies said that like frogs and gators like kind of can be related to demons. That was her take on them.
Oh, sorry. It wasn't a frog eye. It's a toad eye.
Oh, it's just a toad.
That makes it better, right?
Yeah, because toads pee on you.
My brain don't know the difference.
No, yeah, I know for the longest time I went, I don't know what that is. And, is it some sort of, like I was always thinking it was some sort of belt, like it looks like it would be, a belt from like from wrestling or whatever. That's what I
Oh,
thought it was.
yeah.
But it's like, no. Yes. Yeah, Q informed us that it's a toad. He loves them. He loves them. So,
Oh,
I had a bad
wow.
incident back in, I probably was about 12, between 10 and 12 years old. I was in Georgia. It was the 4th of July. We had firecrackers. We put the firecracker in the frog's mouth. We lit it. It jumped. Ever since that was the last and only time I had never even I've cut up a fish maybe one time. It
Oh my
traumatized
God.
me. Something as I would just, being a child.
Yep.
And
And you learn that it takes that
yeah,
life and you can't get it back. That's what my daddy
yeah.
said when he had a little BB
Mhm.
gun. He did that with a bird.
Mhm.
He had a BB gun and he shot a bird and the bird died and he felt terrible. And this is a kid that, grew up on the farm and saw death because it's part of farm life, but that he actually just took a life that
Yeah, when you take a
easily.
life foolishly. Yeah.
Foolishly, yes, that it really affected him, that he too, like, he felt really bad. But yeah, that's a thing down here, actually, that they'll put firecrackers in lizards' mouths down here.
Oh.
It's a boy thing. It's not necessarily what girls go around and
Oh.
do.
That's not nice.
No, it's not. Okay, so here is, I just found the article. One of the things that separates the yam from the sweet potatoes, yams are considered monocots like grasses and lilies. So that's kind of scary because that means they're also drawing up everything that's in the soil, which potatoes and sweet potatoes do anyway, but more so monocots. Monocots are known to clean the soil. And then the sweet potatoes, their family, their genus are dicots, and they are related to morning glories.
Morning glories. Yeah, I knew
Yeah.
that.
But it was saying too, they're not related to potatoes, which is the Solanaceae, I think is how you say that, the tomato pepper family. Like, we know, like, if you have arthritis, the tomatoes and potatoes are related to each other. But the yams, the Dioscorea family, this is what blew me away, which contains over 600 species of plants, most of which are tropical. Several different species of yams are cultivated, with the most commonly grown being white yam, Dioscorea rotundata. Okay, hold on, let's try that again. Rotundata from Africa, and water yam, which is, I believe, the one I have, which is Dioscorea alata, which is from Asia. A majority, this is what I do love about reading about these plants. A majority of yam production takes place in Africa, with Nigeria being the larger producer. Yams that are available in the United States are typically grown, though, in Caribbean countries. That makes so much sense because a yam is actually considered a survival plant, because most people they'll be looking like they won't recognize it so much, the yam. They'll recognize sometimes sweet potatoes because they usually do the spread across this way. Yams, you grow vertically up. And they can get as big as your head or bigger. And it just it's like, it's one of those things where you go, God, you're so cool. Because you see in certain countries where, like Andrew was saying, like, one plane in, one plane out. They're out, in an area where they're not maybe getting access to fresh vegetables all the time. But God's created this plant that makes these tubers that are huge that can feed their whole family, that they can make lots of dishes from. Isn't that cool? Like,
yeah,
like
you
purposely put it there. Like, he knew that these people, okay, they're not going to have a Publix to get to. So let's put this there, and it's a sustenance, carbohydrate, whatever, to go with, these other things. Like in the tropics, they have what's called breadfruit that's like that. It grows up in a tree, and they use it.
Right.
But that kind of stuff, I just love. I love
Mhm.
that.
What is muktuk? What's muktuk, GT?
That sounds like shoes.
It's not. It's
no,
a
that's
food
muckaluk.
item that a lot of native people eat. I've tasted it before. It was a while ago, but yeah, muktuk is.
What is muktuk made out of? Is it like a dried? I've seen them too put out like salmon and seal meat and dry it or smoke it. I've had dried salmon. It's really an acquired taste if you have not grown up on it. It condenses all that fishy.
Muktuk is whale, right?
Is it whale?
Maureen's looking on Google, I think. Yeah.
It's whale meat.
It's a traditional
Yeah, I have to
food
say, never had it.
consisting of whale skin and blubber. It's mostly often made from the bowhead whale, although the beluga and the narwhal are also used. It usually consumed raw, but can be eaten frozen, cooked, or pickled. Muktuk.
Probably want it pickled if I were to try it, and sliced very thin.
I think having it pickled might give it a different flavor and
Yeah.
texture. That texture, the thickness, there's a lot of things where it's like, whoa. But I
It's
try it.
the whale skin and blubber. So yes, it would have a flavor because the fat of the animal.
But if it's
has
fresh,
Yeah, but I
flavor.
tried.
Yeah.
It's just like what I work with a couple of people that they're from different countries in Africa.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And some of them, they eat the fish with the eyes on it and the head. I've never had it like that.
Yeah.
And then, they asked me, I was like, yeah, I tried. Yeah. I was like, but I'm not eating no eyeballs. I was like, I tried the rest of it, but I said, I can't eat that squishy though. But yeah, I tried. I mean, the reason why we do the things that we do is because culturally, this is why
culture.
we do it.
and what we
That's
grew
what I
up,
understand.
how we grew
So
up. Yeah.
we take off the head because that's culturally what we do. It's and same thing with taking showers. If you look it up, I work with this guy, very smart guy. Didn't even know he had a disability. You couldn't tell, like really, very, very high functioning. And my job, I told him, I said, I'm not supposed to be working with him because me and him aren't gonna, there's certain people that work with certain people, but they said, no, you're the perfect person. I said, no. And then I figured it out. The reason why we needed it is because I know how to encourage, and I'm charismatic or something like that. So I bring a certain type of vibe and a certain type of energy to promote, a job to get done. And I know how to do it with respect. So he would look up on the internet about why he shouldn't take a shower every day. And I was like, oh my goodness, he just defeated me. And then after a couple of, I think it was the second day, I was like, no, it's culture. It's culture on why we take showers the way we take shower. So I had to actually, digest information to actually help me do my job better. So
right.
yeah, so some things are just cultural,
Trying to
acceptable
remember.
for us.
I can't. Do you remember which culture it was that started that? They were bathing before before other countries were. Like they were like, like they were looked at a little bit different by the culture because the other people were not bathing, but this one particular culture started bathing before these other cultures, and it was like, I didn't know
it's not factual, so I'm not going to say it, but there's little bitty things that I've heard over the years. There's little bitty inserts or whatever that I've read or whatever, but factually I don't know who started.
Yeah, I can't remember because I think they actually put it. Maybe it was Catherine the Great. They wove it into that silly show, which was not so silly. It was very adult humor, but I think it was like, and these men came to visit the castle, and everybody was like, "They do what?
They bathe?
What?
What is
every day? They put themselves in water every day. What? But yeah,
Well, most people in in Eastern Asia, because of the weather and stuff like that, it's they shower twice a day. Shower in the morning and then you shower at
Mhm.
bedtime.
Yeah.
And I know when I was visiting Florida with all my cousins,
You do that. Yeah, you can do that. Here too.
we actually all showered at least 5 times a day. Every time we'd go out and then you'd come back and you go, okay, everybody, we'd all line up. Everybody, put on a shower cap, go and have your shower. And it was like, I'm on my 5th shower because we left the house 5 times today.
What
And
did you
you
come in
just-
July or August or something? Because that's like
yes,
prime
yeah,
shower.
I think it was June.
June's close enough for you guys if you're
Yes.
from up north. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were just like, you were just like, every time you went out, you're just like, I'm damp and
Mhm.
sweaty. I need to
Yep.
go in and wash all the salt off.
And
So,
sticky. Yeah.
Andrew says they eat the fish eyes too. Yeah. No, can't do that.
Yeah,
But it's like,
culture.
exactly. But what if that's all you have to eat?
Well, waste
all
not,
you have
want
to
not.
eat.
If you're
Mhm.
hunting that animal, you don't want to waste any part of it. That's
Exactly.
respect. It's respect. They consider it, from what
Mhm.
I've learned, it's respectful to use every part of that animal to some degree. And I
Yep.
don't know if that's correct, Andrew, but that's what I've read and seen
Mhm.
from people who hunt that have like any kind of First Nation or Native American, or the Eskimo. I think Eskimo's right. I'm not really sure terminology,
Mhm.
but
This
Just
was the mucktuck
sh-
here.
shows respect to the animal for taking its life.
Mm.
That you're showing gratitude too, like it's being grateful.
This looks very
Shower,
good.
here we go to the wash.
The one on the far right at the top, that's how I've had it.
This one.
Wait, you guys don't have oh wow, you don't have your own shower, bath in your dwelling, Andrew? I've noticed that. Even with, I know it's a show, but I've noticed that with below zero, most of them do not have a washroom like we would have.
Like, this looks very good.
Yeah, it does.
Hmm.
So that's I guess the white is the blubber portion and the black would be the skin. It's visually pleasing. Like, it's kind of
Yeah.
pretty. It's kind of
Yeah,
pretty.
it is. It's considered a delicacy there. So I don't know if I can go back. Can I go back? I don't know.
Now, texture-wise, GT, was it like fish or was it like... what
Okay.
was-
Thanks, Q, for
Dude.
coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't remember. All I know, it was like, oh my goodness,
Never had that.
everything was different than almost everything I've ever tasted in my life.
Okay.
Flavor, texture, sponginess, all of these elements was a factor, but I ate it.
Yeah.
It's got to be gross for me to spit it out. And I've only had maybe one thing in my whole
Same.
life where it was like, I got to spit it out.
Yeah.
But no, I chewed it and I swallowed it.
Hi, honey.
Let it go. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
So he lives in the frozen wastelands, he says.
Okay.
Good night, Q. Take care, and and then send in your prayers that you get
Yeah.
better. You start feeling better.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
get a good night's sleep. Or
Mhm.
Essie.
Yeah. Well, we've been here for 3.5 hours, so I think I actually should probably call it. Oh, and then here comes Sweet Thumb. Hey, Sweet Thumb. Oh, just say, GT says, just say it's chewy.
Chewy. There you go. It's a chewy kind of.
It's just chewy. Yeah, so yeah, I should call it here. Plus, my mom has
Chewy
done
fish.
her. She's called in at her 10:30 call here. Well, normally we talk at 10, but
Yeah.
so she must have gotten off the computer and whatnot. So Anyway, so yeah, we should. I'll say goodnight to you all, and so it was great getting to know you, Andrew. And I will go and check out your channel and give you a subscribe and some viewing so that they don't just think I'm a fake follower. So
Right.
I'm gonna check you out too, Andrew. I already subscribed. I
Me too.
glanced at a couple of titles, so I will be over there to view your content, especially.
Ooh, he's making polar bear earrings out of walrus ivory.
Yes,
Those are really
yes, he did.
cool. Oh, cool, Andrew. I love my Dremel. I love my Dremel.
Smoked fish is good.
Mm.
I've had it, and they hang it on the line. I've seen it on the elements
Okay.
and everything, and I'm not a
You too, Gary.
germaphobe. I believe that germs are good for the body. It builds up your immune system.
Yeah.
And that's just because I drank out of the water when I lived in out of the water hose when I lived in Georgia.
Yeah.
I
think we all did in the day.
Yeah, so
it was for our kids when it started to become like,
yes.
I just believe that. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's the other people. So drying things out on a line and stuff like that. I'd eat it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd love a good fish fry.
Yeah.
I've never had.
I like smoked salmon.
Oh, smoked
herring.
salmon.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, it's herring. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's little herrings. They go and catch it or have somebody catch it, and then they take this string and they string it through and they do it that way. And then they also have a smoker that's dedicated strictly for fish, and it smokes for a very long time. Okay.
Yeah. Yummy.
Yeah, I drank from the hose. We all did. It's
that might be what's wrong with me. No.
Yeah. What is like in the South? What like that they do those like they do those kind of boils, but I forget what they're called.
Oh, low country boils. Oh goodness,
Yeah,
those are
but
good.
But with they're like the little lobsters. What are those called?
Oh, crayfish or something like that. Is that crayfish?
I think so.
I think so. That's more Louisiana Cajun.
Yeah,
I
would like to
crawfish.
try
That's
crawfish.
it. Thank you, sweet thumb. I knew it was wrong as soon as it came out of my mouth.
But
crayfish
I didn't
are
know
all
that.
right. Crayfish.
So I didn't even know there was a difference between crawfish and crawfish and
crayfish.
whatchamacallit. I thought you were just pronouncing it differently. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the crayfish.
Mud budgies.
Yeah, we have the crayfish in the salt water here in like our canals. And they're like little lobsters, really, like mini lobsters.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm okay. It's other people's sanitary habits that I don't like to be around, but it's like I'll pull stuff out of my garden and just eat it. I don't come in, okay, I got to wash it, and no. I eat them just as they are. So yeah, the crawfish. I'd like to do a crawfish boil, but I need to go down to the South for that. So
now I understand y'all with germs because I went to this restaurant. I was doing DoorDash about 2 years ago when the sickness was going around and stuff. And I went to this one restaurant, got the best hamburgers in Anchorage. The youngsters seemed like they didn't understand, just there's a certain cleanliness that comes with a restaurant.
Yep.
And it was like they would be playing in their hair. They would be doing little things with, scratching their face and stuff. And then they would go and they would pack the burger. And I said, baby, we can't eat that no more. She was like, oh, wow. I was like, no, they just don't understand. I was like, there's a level of dirtiness that is okay. But then there's some that it's like, no, that's really, really personal. And that's very, very gross. Whoa, there's all that kind of, oh man.
Crawfish,
that's all the names for the same.
Crawdads, mud bugs, all the same thing.
Yeah.
Andrew says Burger Jim's best burgers in Anchorage.
I have never ate there though. I heard that, but I'm talking about Arctic Roadrunner, man. Them youngsters they got up there. Arctic Roadrunner got the Kodiak burger double. Oh man.
So good, so good.
Really? All right, Sweet Thumb. So crayfish and crawfish are the same because ours look different that we have here. They look different, but I have had crawfish. I've done crawfish boils. They're good.
Mhm.
I like seafood. I seafood and I eat it. Yummy. Well, you got to
Mhm.
talk to Mama. Mama.
Yes, I do. So I will say goodnight to you all. And and if you do
Yes.
celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. And that you would just hug your loved ones just a little bit closer.
Mm,
And we'll say peace out. We got
That's
GT.
right. Peace
I'll
out.
let y'all
Peace
trust the
out.
process. GT out. All right, Maureen and Carol.
Yeah.
All right.
Take care.
Good one.
Mhm.
Good
Oh, they go in
night.
different places. Same thing though.
Oh, okay.
Have a Merry Christmas too,
You
Gear.
too.
Have
Merry
yourself
Christmas.
a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From
Mm.
now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay.
Yay.
From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Merry Christmas, all of you.
Oh, so sweet.
I'm going to end the stream.
Okay. Merry Christmas.